All right, good morning, everybody. If you can hear me and if the audio sounds good, if you could hit that number one, that would be great. Again, if you can hear me and audio sounds solid, hit that number one, please. Kevin, Netnob, hey, Timbo, Greg, Johnny. Oh, wow, Evil. Kevin, thank you. All right, perfect. Well, real quickly, for those of you that watch this in the archive, thank you very much. But to also be very upfront, if you want to have something to continue to watch in the archive, got to use code CLAY, which is case sensitive, so all caps. So whatever any of these prop firms, promotions, deals they're running, code CLAY will give you that promotion and deal. So it's a good win-win. You are not only saving yourself some money, but at the same time, you're saving yourself some money. You're helping ensure that you are supporting and having something to continue to watch here in the archive. For those of you that are here live right now, thank you. For all of you that have used code CLAY, you are the reason why it is totally ad-free and why the live stream continues day in and day out. So, yes, thank you everybody that has supported and continues to support. I assure you, you are making a difference. And like I said, ad-free and me just being here, all goes to you guys and gals and furries. So thank you very much. All right. Let's get this party underway. Well, good morning, everybody. It is Friday. It's Friday. Somebody posted that in our private community this morning. Great song. Anyways, it's Friday, July 17th. The year is 2026. And today was something else. I mean, talk about an absolute mood swing from looking like, I think down here, the price was down, or the overall day was down like 780 points ish. And I was thinking, okay, looking like we might be having one of those 4-digit days now at this rate. And then stupid me, the market was like, you moron. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. These are 2-minute candles. So 28 minutes straight of just, so that not only was this, so people have heard of the V shape. So this was indeed a V. So the drop started here. And then without any pullbacks really at all, it went straight up to where it started. But then it became the check mark pattern where it just kept going and gave us a check mark. So when a V-shape turn, I mean, V-shapes, assuming you're going to, any shorts did not enjoy the check mark. And then they're like, okay, fine. Now I'll finally like to get, nope, the check mark just continues to cook. But for longs, yeah. But yeah, today, check marks, V-shapes, don't get me wrong. V-shapes are not the norm. That's why they're always impressive when they happen. Something is impressive because it's not the norm. But check marks are even more not the norm. But yeah, so today is just one of those weird days where longs could have done really, really bad or really, really well. Shorts could have done really, really nicely or really poorly because obviously right here, any longs that were trying, maybe buying this momentum break up here got cooked. Any longs that were buying the pullback, any longs that were maybe thinking there could have been a bounce off there. I mean, just cooked from a variety of angles. Shorts did very well right there. Longs playing this very well. Shorts playing that did very poorly. So I think there's probably a weird world of kind of extremes out there where you have some longs saying they got cooked, other longs saying they did fantastic in the same day. But welcome to the thing we call the market. But hopefully you're all off to a good final day of the week. But yeah, how are you guys doing? Good, bad, red? Overall for me, no need for an 11 a.m. talk, nothing crazy. Just kind of trying to tiptoe around, not get too aggressive, not get too, not get too, I guess, risky. Yeah, not get too risky. I think that's probably the best word. But good morning, kept catching knives at the open for a long, but finally caught the bottom. Oh, nice job, JJ. Got out and reached 1,500 at the end of the. Nice job, Kevin. Hey, Bluefish, happy Friday to you. Small green. Good job, Jocko. Greg, hey, past the 50K. Nice job, Greg. Kevin is green. I nailed a short, then sold the pullback and got cooked. Well, wait, you sold the pullback. Okay, see, this is where you mean you sold the bounce because you thought it was a dead cat bounce. I know some people call these pullbacks, and I get that's fine. But I don't know. To me, in my mind, pullbacks happen in uptrends, and then bounces happen in downtrends where you have the threat. This is a dead cat bounce, but some people still do call this a pullback, and I understand, right? It's pulling back up, but that's what it. That terminology always confuses me. Kia, how you doing? All green today, but feeling unfocused. Gonna stay out. Well, hey, good on you for realizing you stay unfocused, because that can be a very bad spot to be unfocused but not realize you're unfocused. Which I guess just proves you are focused via the fact. Wait, this is like an oxymoron. You're focused via the fact that you realize you're unfocused. Wait, is that a contradiction? How can you realize you're unfocused if you are unfocused? Uh-oh. We got a I don't know. That's kind of a weird one. You think markets go from red to green today? Didn't they kind of already go? I see. I guess we are still technically red. I don't know. In my mind, that's kind of already happened. Not really, but it went from very red to at least moderately red. I have no idea. I don't know. I don't think in those sorts of ways, Segi, because I'm not a sway trader. Meaning I'm not looking to hold for hours on end. Now, if you do look to hold for hours on end, that's fine. But my point is, like, if I'm looking to take a sway trade and that sort of question, that makes more sense. Like, where do I think it's going to be 3-4 hours from now? Do I think it could actually get all the way back to green? But I don't trade like that. I'm just trying to figure out where I think the price is going to be in the next 10 minutes. So yeah, let alone questions like that. I have no idea because I have devoted zero brain power to it. And I've devoted zero brain power to it because my strategy doesn't require such longer forecasting such as that. I'm focused on being unfocused. Okay, I think that fits. But either way, all philosophy aside, Timbo, good job on just realizing, I don't think my mental space where it needs to be. Okay, potentially along here. We're down here at the VWAP. Just realized what in the world? Huh? There we go. Crap! Oh, and I missed it. So I was trying to bring my 5-minute up. Because I'm in such a bootleg setting right now, I've got to generate light somehow. So like this screen over here is usually just a big white screen. And then I have to bring back forward my other time frames. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Anyways, the logistics, as I was trying to do that, because I wanted to double check the 5-minute, I missed the bounce right off VWAP. You got it there, Batch? Good job. Cognitively aware. There we go. I cannot wait for the new office, though. That way I can actually have proper... I'm telling you, it is so bootleg. It is so bootleg the way... And I'm not even saying the lighting's good. But, like... I'm working with what I have right now. I don't have enough room to... It's just... I can't wait for the new office. I can't wait for the new office. I'll just leave it at that.
Chat in here?
Oh, he's not. If it does come back down to VWAP, I will be interested though in another. Because at this point, I don't think anybody's crazy at all. If you're thinking, wait, it looks like we're kind of in a range. We have the pivot point up here. We have the VWAP down here. And to that, I say, I agree. And I'll be right back. One of our kids is missing. I'll be back. We're good. He was just with his older brother, someplace that had not been Anyways, we're good. We good. He's with his older brother. All six are not. Well, yes, all six are now accounted for. All right. Well, let's see if we can. I'm hoping that I'm able to celebrate Thanksgiving there. So far, nobody has looked at me like I'm totally crazy to suggest such a thing. So that's what we're gonna push for. Okay, if this wants step one, hit VWAP. Come down a little bit more. I'm probably being a little stupid here. Yeah, I wanted to first. I mean, did that get close enough? Well, that we'll let hindsight. Because if this goes straight up, I'll be sitting here saying, "Yep, that got close enough." If this ultimately goes down, I'm like, "Man, I'm glad I waited." Toying with a long-term trend line, trying to decide if it wants to decide. We're at a long-term trend line right now. What's a Winnebago? Is that a big camper? I'm in tight stop. Oh, like an RV, yeah. Except you think. Thank you, Timbo, for thinking I could handle and drive such a thing and not run over grandmas and children and all sorts of things as I try to park and everything like that. No, that is not a strong suit of mine. If we have any truck drivers here that can parallel park and back up, I am truly jealous of you. Like when I watch people pull those maneuvers off, I sit there and I just want to like lash out at you but the lashing out at you would be coming from a place of jealousy. Because deep down, I'm jealous of you. Deep down, I'm like, I wish I could do that. Hey, Robert. All right, here we go. We are now at VWAP. So yeah, let's see if it wants to come back up, and I'll take a long at the green. Oh, now we're down below it. I trade in four. I trade in a four. Oh man. I mean, if I was not like live streaming, this would all be fine. So I'm talking about it more so from like a live streaming standpoint. It's just that much more challenging. Because I realize the lighting's not nearly as good as it could be, but it just the way it's set up, I'm working with what I have. How goes it? I train people to back up trailers. Well, if you're ever in Iowa, let me know. Maybe you can help train me. Then you're jealous of guys. Correct. Yeah. The guys with the boats and the gooseneck. Just all of them. All of them. I want to lash out at them. But again, if I psychoanalyze myself, my lashing out is coming from a place of jealousy. Because I wish I could do that sort of stuff. It's weird. My brain, like, I don't know. My brain, I don't know. I guess but like, okay, if I turn this way, it goes, I get just, it's like driving a stick. I can't drive a stick shift. Like, my brain just can't keep, I don't know. It's weird. But yeah, you can sit here and watch the 2 minute time frame. Yeah, I know. Like I said, it doesn't make total sense. Crap, we just had a very, yeah, that wasn't, we are approaching the 21 EMA in the 5 minutes, so we'll see if it can work its way down there. Oil approaching the 5 minute 50 SMA. What's gold? Gold had a bigger move this morning. Yeah, at 9:35 this morning EST. Goodness. Wait, you're from Michigan, or are you in Michigan still, Timbo? We're in Michigan. This is something like it seems like I should know about you. Yeah, we'll see what happens, Kevin. Short 830. Okay, so you're waiting for the price to come up to 830 tomorrow. Is that right? Wait, what? Are you still in Grand Rapids right now? Or are you just raised in Grand Rapids? All right, I might take a swing at it long. Okay, looking to buy if it comes back up. Just raise in Florida now. So when did you move to Florida? I am. Why you got to be blinking? Why? All right, I'll take the little scalpy scalp there and do the refresh. Get rid of that blinking blue line. Hey, good morning, Dan. Okay, Quay. All right, Tamir has given us numbers all ahead of time. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. Oh, there we go. That was longer than... All right, so Tamir wants to get short at 830. Okay, it might get up. Okay, where's his stop at now? What is this? Oh. Stop 882. I'm guessing 830. 880. Okay, interesting stop. I would have assumed you'd have just had your stop up over the highs right there. So 882. I'm not saying you're wrong. Just if I was a guessing man, I would not have guessed you would have put your stop in front of the. And then where's your target at? 580. Down here. Roger that. Well, looking like you're not going to get filled. But I appreciate it. Thank you for sharing the trade plan ahead of time. Try holding your hand at the bottom of the steering wheel and move it in the direction you want the trailer to go. Try holding my hand at the bottom of the steering wheel and move it in the direction. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay. I made one in my funded this morning and I hit my own. Yeah. If you have deemed it that you are just not jiving well with the market, then yeah, it would be good to learn how to accept the fact that I should not be trading this market. Yeah, I was like, didn't I have a trade in there? And I was like, oh wait, no, I took the trade, but then I hopped out because of the blinking. Okay, so I have taken a trade now. That was funny. That was kind of weird. Yeah. As of now, in the 5 minute, you can see we are just staying nicely right above that 21 EMA. If it doesn't hold though, next target potentially right around, let's call it 707 on the 5 minute. Are any of these 707? Ooh, oh, that's a Doc Soul right there. So this is a nice, not only is that green line represent the 50 SMA on the 5 minute, it also represents basically like a double whammy here on the 2 minute of the 50 and the 200 SMA. This is a Doc Soul trade. Again, none of this means it'll for sure bounce, but is it something where I'm going to take a swing at it? Yep. Clay, I find you very funny. I was watching your live from yesterday about it. Other demographics find you entertaining. By the way, I'm 45 and black. Okay. Thank you, Leon. I appreciate that. I appreciate you not looking too deep into that and just taking it as what it was. It's okay. All right. Good. Good. That's a little bit of data for myself. Thank you, Leon. We need more of that in the world. Instead of people trying to find the negativity in everybody else's comment and trying to spin it to make them look like the bad guy, Leon just had a sense of humor about it, saw it for what it was. Okay, that's funny, and it's funny because this guy's curious about a funny thing. He doesn't mean anything negative about it. He's just curious, and so thank you, Leon. We need more Leons in this world. Holy smokes! Trying to be charitable towards others with a with some sense of humor sprinkled on top, I think would do well for the world. Cheers, Leon. No, I believe it's a for sure bounce, or that's true. If this thing does not happen, the only, the only explanation is it's rigged. I often wonder if Trump has just exacerbated the whole like it's rigged phenomenon. Like if something does not turn out the way that I want it to, it's because it was rigged, including obviously the markets now. Okay, here we go. I am in. See if we can get a bit of a bounce here. Okay, kind of just putzing around this area. This would actually be very shocking to me if there's like very little bounce, if any, at this level. I thought this was a great level. We'll see though. Come on, come on, give me that hammer. Okay, that's a better candle. Come on, bounce, little guy. Bounce, little buddy. Bounce, little buddy. Keep bouncing, little buddy. Keep bouncing, little buddy. Give me another push. Ooh. Come on. Come on. Hey, good job, Papacito. Congrats. That's a great way to go into the weekend. Man. Franklin's already out. All right. Well, congrats. Maybe I should be joining you. Maybe I should be turning this into a scalpy scalp, but man, I really thought I'd want to give a little bit more of a bounce. But yeah, maybe I'm choosing wrong to not do a scalpy scalp because I've had plenty of opportunities at the scalpy scalp gains already. Your patience was your demise this trade. Well, it's not over yet, Greg or Kevin. So let's everybody just calm down. It's making the cup and handle. It is. Well, getting close to the white flag here. Come on. Come on. Don't tease. Don't tease. Oh, you did. Oh, you gave me that little hammer. I thought, okay, finally. And then you come right back down. You got another 100 on it? Hey, Sam. I mean, I'm sitting here waiting. You're just picking this thing apart. Good job. Got another nice candle. Can it deliver, though? Come on. Come on. Oh, now you're going to bump. Always fun. Always fun when it gets right up to your entry, and then that's the point where it stops going in your direction. I think I can speak for all traders when I say that's got to be one of the more annoying things in the market. Come on, brother. Well, maybe that might have been the market being polite. Okay, we'll give you a chance to get out break even, small loss or small gain. And I was like, nope, I want more. And now it's coming back down. So, of course, this is all me speaking in hindsight. Okay, go to chart settings, price level. Why? I don't know. What do you mean? Oh, now the message is gone. Is this where I wait, or is this just the final gift the market's giving me an opportunity at? Get up through that purple line. Now the 50 SMA is behaving as resistance. There we go. There we go. There we go. Come on, keep pushing. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Took one out. Could still be a losing trade, but the damage is being minimized now. Took out another one. Whoa! Nope. Nope. If it goes back up, fine. You fooled me on that. I'm not going to. That came down way too quick. So that was a winning trade. And maybe that little quick drop down fooled me out, but I'm not going to. After I waited as much as I did, nah, not going to risk it. Looks like that was just a foolery move, but hey, it fooled me. Go to chart settings, price levels, enable last traded price. Why? I remember you had a trade like this yesterday, came down for a bounce area, did all sorts of chopping, and then went in your favor. Thank you, Zook. Somebody else is telling me my patience was my detriment. It helps. It helps with what? Oh, okay. Credit where credit's due. You fooled me. You fooled me. I short that candle. Okay, Zealot. I think Zealot is aiming for, I don't know. If I remember right, Zealot's always been normal. I think today he's woke up on the, let me be a nuisance side of the bed. I hope anyone who traded based on my analysis made a profit today. Last I saw, your analysis would have caused people to not get an entry point. Or did you update something? Right, you said your entry point was 830. It did start to come up towards 830, but it never did before the rollover. Did you update your analysis somewhere? Ooh, oh, that Dark Soul, that's nasty right there. Let's see. Yeah, props. What a morning indeed. Indeed, brother. I don't want to hear anybody talking about, oh, this action is boring or blah, blah, blah. No, this is, I mean, even right now, look at the y-axis. This distance here, 50 points. I mean, even if this is a tunnel, quote unquote, I don't know if that's what you mean by the tunnel, but that's still what? Like a 70-point tunnel? That's a big tunnel. Where did Tamura go? I'm very confused. It seems like I'm missing context. So let me go back and look. Did he actually update his analysis somewhere? No, he did not. So I don't know what he is talking about. And now he has gone silent. I'm happy not to be trading today. My trade was Of course it was Tamar. Of course, like always. No. The trade you gave here was this. Okay, I think this is why I might have to ban you, because now you just got caught lying. You gave us a trade plan, and your short entry was 830. I asked, oh, so you're waiting for the price to come back up to. You're not in it yet. And then you replied, yes. And now you're trying to tell us, oh no, that's the trade I was in already. No. The analysis you gave us, you were not in the trade. You said you were waiting for the price to come back up to 830. That's what you told us. It never happened. See, that's the power of the three numbers, folks. That is why, because what Tamir is liking to do is these broad statements. So what he's trying to claim is, hey, my analysis was I thought it would go down because I had and my proof of that is I had a short-sighted plan that I gave people. And that's fair, but that's a broad statement. What we just witnessed was that's why trading's hard, because just because Tamar was right from a broad statement standpoint, he thought it would go down, so therefore he gave us a short-sighted trade plan, and it did go down. He's now trying to play hopefully you guys benefited from my analysis, but it's like, wait a second. Because he used the three numbers, we actually pinpointed down his analysis, which was wrong. What part of the analysis was wrong? Well, his entry. Because, sure, broadly speaking, he was right because it went down, but he was wrong because he said that he thought it would go up to 830 before going down. So that is why, just for anybody out there, when you're practicing, don't practice based on broad statements. It's very deceiving. Sitting there like, okay, I think the price is going to go down. Oh man, it went down. Oh man, I was right. Oh man, I would have made money if I had an account. No. That's not how it works. That is why if you're going to practice, always be giving yourself three numbers because that makes everything very black and white. Because something can go down from a broad standpoint and either, you just miss the entry point, or who knows, sometimes the annoying ones are, you're right, but per your trade plan, you would have gotten in and stopped out and then it went down. But like if you're not holding yourself accountable with three numbers, then you just open up this game of just these broad situations. Okay, you're short from 700. Where's your stop at? Where's the rest of this trade plan, Tamor? Feels like I could revisit that lows by the end of the day. I'm not gonna 725 stop. Okay, and where's your target at? I might actually be joining down here. This is an interesting spot. Okay, well, I don't know what that target was. $580. Okay. Short 700. All right. Stop 765. Target. All right. Yeah, I'm thinking about the short here. I'm watching that trend line. We'll see what happens. You have a TV that renews on Sunday, so kind of have to yell at it. Got to get a little bit more aggressive with it. Like I said, the 50 SMA on the 5-minute being very stubborn here, along with the 200 SMA here on the 2-minute. But yeah, we'll see if the Bears can let it go or not. And I am potentially interested in a short. Tom Moore is out. See, there we go. Again, shout out to Moore. I appreciate you giving us numbers in real time. No more trust me, bro stuff. And there we go. Good try. No cigar. That's why I'm always leery of the trust me bros. It's strange how sometimes the trust me bros, man, it seems like they can do no wrong. Then, again, to his credit, then we finally get numbers in. It's like, okay. That's why, again, that is why I'm very picky about the trust me bros. It's weird how that tends to work out. He better not still be holding. If he is, he is in mass violation of his trade plan. Hey, Townsy. I mean, whether or not yeah, he probably still is. After he saw what happened, I'm sure he probably still is at this point. Now look, yeah, still hold. Okay, tomorrow. So now we at least know you're a degenerate. You're not an actual trader because you gave us a trade plan. You totally violated it, and now you're just holding and hoping, and you got lucky. So at least we can identify that. And weird how we didn't get a reply about him still holding until he saw a big red candle. But now once he said he's still holding, now it bounced back up against him. I don't know, man. It's almost like you're waiting to see what happens before you are giving us answers now. And I'm assuming, oh no, well, yeah, I got out there for break even. I'm assuming that's what he'll now tell us as it bounces against us, or as it bounces back up. Yeah, that I'm going to call it right now. He covered for a small gain. He took 10 points. I'm going to call it right now. He took 10 points because he now sees that, oh, it bounced back up. I'm calling it right now. He covered at 690. This, my friends, is the power of the three numbers. It's amazing how much it just brings clarity to. And I know. Drive some people nuts. Dude, chill out about the three numbers. I will never chill out. The three numbers is the ultimate clarity provider. Even right now, if he, it's now 15 points above his stop. And if yeah. I don't think so, Clay. If you're willing to hold against the position 23, it's hard to take a small win. Yeah, but see, the thing is, yeah. I see what you're saying, but at the same time, there's a reason why we got in silence. It's almost as if he's waiting to see what happens so then he can tell us what's going on. Right? Was that not kind of... It was pretty cruel, actually, on the market's part. We got to reply to him that he's still holding. Oh, what a shock. When he was then looking at a massive red candle. The moment he confirmed he was still holding, it was like the market heard him. And he's like, okay, back up we go. Now, I'm guessing as he watches it come back down, he'll tell us, no, I'm still holding. It's just, we're not piling up on you. It's just holding and hoping. It's so risky. We've all been there. What? Did he copy and paste that? Oh, yeah. Okay. I was like, didn't I just read that? So now he's copying and pasting messages. Yeah, no. What the one we're talking about, Tamor, is your hypothetical one that you gave us, which was wrong, which you got stopped out on. That's the one we're talking about. No, I don't care about your trust me bro trade. All I know is you've had a bunch of trust me bros that have apparently been really good. And then when you finally gave us a number in real time, you got stopped out. It's weird how that works. So no, nobody cares about your trust me bro. We care about the one of the three numbers you gave us. Which was, again, wrong. Good job. I applaud you for giving us numbers where you could be trackable. But it's always it sends off my alarms Whenever you're doing, all your trust me bros are working out fantastic. But then the one time where you actually give something we can track in real time, you get stopped out. I don't know. It's weird. You're fine. You're fine. All right. Maybe a long here. Just because was this just a fake breakdown of this movement? Let's see. I want to see how this candle forms. And if we can get like a hammer, I will try like a long right here and then put my stop down here. But I want to see how this candle forms. So we have 37 seconds to see how this candle actually takes shape. Curiously. Yeah, that's a interesting discussion, and um, probably not. Probably not. Because even when you stop and think about it, even the premise, and this is why I try not to do it. I'm not perfect at it, but I try my best to be aware. In order for me to tell any of you that you're wrong, I have just presupposed something. I've presupposed that I fully understand your strategy, all your rules, your goals. I've presupposed your psychology, your mental makeup. Obviously impossible for me to do. So can I actually tell any of you that you're wrong? No, because I would need to know everything about you and understand it perfectly in order to say, oh no, that you are definitely wrong. Now, are there broad senses? Like if you're throwing $500,000 into an illiquid penny stock, are you wrong? Even that. Not necessarily. If you're Elon Musk, who cares? But yes, the point being when people are like, dude, you're wrong to do that. It's like, oh, so you understand my strategy? You understand what I'm trying to it's so again, I'm not perfect at it, but yeah. You can't really tell somebody you're wrong. Now you can tell somebody you're being stupid, right? If they give you something and then they're in clear violation of it, which is why those three numbers are so powerful, then you can say, well, yeah, per what you told us, you are now wrong because you gave us that stop. It's above the stop. You're still in. So that's a clear contradiction of what you told us, aka a rule break. It's kind of vegetating on VWAP. I like it. Vegetating. That's a new one. Is that a technical term? Or did you just make that up? That one might stick. We got some vegetation right now, folks. Hey, good morning, Jonesy. Well, we got a nice hammer. And like I said, the candle here, nice one. But as I told you, my entry would have been down here, but clearly it would not have filled because it never came back down. So, yeah, I think we could build a cult around this. What's your strategy? Vegetation concepts. I'm in a good mood though. Not necessarily because of the green or anything, but I'm going after this. So the guys that have been building my house, they are doing they're not working on it today because they're doing like a Habitat for Humanity roof. And roofing is something I did back in college. Every summer I'd come back. So not that I'm a good roofer or anything like that, but I at least understand the general concepts of it, and I can be of way more value. So they're like, man, dude, you should come. It'd be fun. I'm like, okay, I'm coming then. So after this, I'm going to go do some roofing. And what's the temperature right now? And feels like right now 92. I'm going to go do some roofing in some 90-degree weather. But if it allows me to hang out with the boys, help out the community, let's go. Let's go. So I am actually looking forward to that. So I as much as I love all of you, I'm kind of looking forward to the end of the live stream. Not because it's the end of dealing with you, but it more so it's the start of going and breaking a sweat, suffering a little bit. Oh yeah, I'm going to have a huge old jug of water. Yes, all OSHA safety regulations will fully be met. Yes, 100%. Okay, looking for a short here. Looking for a short at the red line. Oh boy. Now it's starting to become one of those where doggone it. All right, I don't. Hey, I clicked you. That was weird. Okay, do we have trade ovate issues? I'm pretty sure I clicked it. Maybe I missed it. All right, that's fine. All right, to be fair, maybe I missed it. We're now up through 6-inch sleeves. You're a different. Well, I mean, to be fair, John, I am. I mean, I'm. The majority of what I do, the income streams I create are based off of not a whole lot of physical activity. So it feels good every now and then. I think as men, once in a while, I think it's healthy for us. We got to go and prove we're still a man. And today will be one of those days. I'm gonna go on a sweat on an asphalt roof. Do it. The tear off will probably be done by the time I get there. But I don't know. It's good. It's good. You got it once in a while. Make sure you still got some testosterone in those veins. You got a short at my stop. Yeah, it sounds like I did. Batsy, I like the 50K and the 150K accounts. I do both. Insulation, almost done. I met the insulator yesterday. Good, younger guy. Good. He's got a couple of trailers already. He's started the business 3 years ago. So yeah, we were talking all sorts of stuff. We were talking economics and the Federal Reserve and housing prices and living wage. So he joined on the conversation and yeah, it was a good time. But yeah, insulation. Whoa. Well, in hindsight, my short would have been just fine, but that's hindsight for you. We are not trading forex here. We are trading something way better than forex. We are trading futures, and then futures through a prop firm becomes that much better. But yeah, now if you're in a country where you don't have access to the U.S. markets in futures, then I guess if forex is your best choice, then go for it. But I'm telling you right now, forex is like watching paint dry compared to futures trading. Yeah, electrical pass a few weeks ago, first try. Well, I mean, it already dropped. My short was up here, and then it spiked down here, which was almost a 50-point drop there. So it would have been fine. Yeah, I saw that. Something about the military doing testosterone. I don't know. I like every now and then just going and challenging myself. And I've been kind of challenging myself over the past few months. Whenever the live stream's over, I go and help out with whatever I can over at the house. But today's going to be one of those real good days. Extra hot roofing, asphalt shingles. It's going to be painful, and I'm gonna suck it up and enjoy it. Maybe, just maybe, I'll get some calluses on these hands that once again had calluses. Right now, I look at them the wrong way and they start to bleed. That's how soft and plush my hands are. It's crazy. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. No, there's not going to be any harness needed. That was one of the questions I asked. Okay, so to be fair, am I actually taking it? I was like, is this thing walkable? I'm not. I remember the days where I'm not looking to have to do scaffolding and blah blah blah. Is it walkable? They're like, oh yeah, it's a ranch, it's walkable. So yeah, no, I'm not going to do a harness. Nah. If I fall, it'll be like a 8-foot fall. I'll be all right. I think. I hope. In theory. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Not steep. Not steep. I forget the numbers for the pitches, but it's a walk. It's a walker. And I said, by a normal person standards or like a professional roofer standards, it's a walker. And they're like, oh no, a normal, like an average person that does not do roofing would be able to walk on the roof. I'm like, all right, fine. I mean, if you want to come help, it's for it's for Habitat for Humanity. So yeah, if you want to come hang out, I'll give you the address. I'm talking to Jimbo, by the way, like a real life acquaintance. Yeah, I know. I guess again, like I said, I did roofing in college. Not that that necessarily means I won't fall, but I'm just saying I like the odds that I won't fall. And even if I do fall, I like the odds that I won't be the freak case where I really hurt myself from the 8 foot fall. Did anybody see the video of like the roofers that got in a fight and then they like fell off the roof and then they just kept fighting? Did anybody see that? Yeah, I mean that's fair. You always have $700 and $400 profit. When did you get on? When did you just log on right now, browser? Oh, some of you guys saw that? Yeah. So, I mean, that 8 foot fall didn't, well, their adrenaline was already flowing at that point, which I think is a testament to how powerful adrenaline can be. I've been a roofer for 30 years. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, well, bro, if you were to go back, you would see that you're kind of right though. That's true. It does seem like those are the numbers, but this I think I started off this down in the 200s. I thought it was a two. No, no, okay. Again, everybody needs to listen. Everybody needs to listen. This is not on my house. No work is well, insulation's still being worked on, but the crew that's been working on the roof, they're putting mine on the back burner because they're gonna go do a Habitat for Humanity house today, and they're like, you should come along. I said that sounds great. So I'm gonna spin it. I gotta go do community service. Dude, I'm gonna spin this. I'm gonna make myself seem like a criminal now. Yeah, I got community service I gotta do after this. Luis, how long it took you to? That is okay, I guess not impossible. That's a hard question to answer because it's not like weight loss, right? Well, how long did it take to lose to get down to your weight? Well, that becomes very black and white, right? You step on a scale, you see the weight that you wanted to hit, and then you just calculate back. When did I start this journey? Oh, it took me 67 days to hit this goal. That's not how it works in trading, though. Trading, you don't like all of a sudden magically be like, wow, I'm profitable. And it was on April 14th. It was a breezy day outside. And there was a bird chirping out my window. Because there are a lot of false positives, at least for me, and from my understanding, a lot of other people, where you think you have it figured out. You think you're in the groove. You think you have a strategy. You think you finally cracked the code. And then the market shows up and it's like, no, not yet. So at what point does somebody become profitable? I don't know if you can really ever nail it down. So I just like to answer it. It doesn't happen overnight, all right? Not even close to overnight. It's going to take blood, sweat, and tears. And while I'm not trying to rate on your parade, the first time you think you are profitable, the first time you think you do have it figured out, you probably don't. You probably don't. And like I said, I don't want to be a hater or negative, but through my experience and many others, to be fair, maybe you do have it figured out, but odds suggest the first time you think you have it figured out, the first time you think you are profitable, you're probably not. The market is probably deceiving you in some way. You probably have a bad habit that is working out, but the market has not yet used it against you. Yeah, see, so right there, Bowser, he can relate. Good question though. And I sorry to give a shady answer, but unfortunately there is no black and white answer to that question as there would be for like a weight loss question. How long did it take for you to lose 50 pounds? I mean, you can track that very black and white. It was March 4th. It was a cloudy day, 9:15, and I saw an angel. No, you saw me, man. You saw me. I do. I should probably wear my. I should probably wear my hunting boots because my shoes that I showed you with no bottom. I did step on a screw yesterday and it penetrated a little bit. Didn't hit my foot, but like roofing, I should probably wear my hunting boots. I don't have any more of those. Like I had a great pair of work boots, but those are long gone. I should probably do that, huh? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I don't need to be. It's stupid. It's not worth the risk of having a nail go through my foot. Then why did you ask, Jim? Why did you need help? Are you gonna? Why would you ask? You had no plans of helping. See, that's what Jim does. Because he didn't think I would say sure. He thought I'd say no, and then he was gonna hold it over my head. Man, I tried to help, but you wouldn't let me. Interesting. See that's what kind of acquaintance Jim is. Dean, you get the award for most accurate statement. Jim is a scumbag. Correct. Sure, come hang out. If you don't want to do anything, that's fine. You get to hang out with the boys, Sam and his brothers. I don't even know if Sam's going to be there. His brothers will be there, though. They're cool. Then come work. Do we need your help? No. But are you welcome to come hang out? Yeah. Want to see the higher highs get taken out? I was just selling from those. They are liquidity, maybe. Oh boy. Oh boy. Why did the L word have to show up? Things were also my day was all so bright and shiny and I'm in a good mood. Habitat for Humanity and then liquidity just rained on my parade. That's right. Friday's for the boys. 5K increase payout today again. TBT again crazy. What do you mean 5K increase? What does that mean? Okay, it sounds like you're getting a payout. Grateful God. So good job. Congrats. What do you mean 5K increase? Correct, Neil. Yes. Oh, we're going to get always professional. I'm going to have plenty of legs and I'm going to keep it always professional. Do any of you get that reference? Legs and always professional? If so, man, those guys are hilarious. My kid, oh, even my wife, she'll laugh at them. Like they're just so ridiculous. What do I think about Micron? In what regard? Are you talking day trading, swing trading, investing? If day trading, like what time frame are you thinking about? That's a very open-ended question. Okay, Bowser, I gotta delete your message just because who you spoke above, not a fan. Absolute scumbags. Investing. Well, like investing for what? Like the next 20 years? Didn't Micron just get destroyed? Yeah. Well, if you're thinking for like the next 20, 30 years, nice dip here. Do they pay a dividend? You are a good man, period. Are you going to be at the Habitat for Humanity house today? Question mark. Yes. Yes, but I like I think you got a typo there. I don't understand the number you just wrote. You must not be American either because you're putting the dollar sign behind everything. Yeah, I understand that. You're right. But like why do you have to use? It's just it's an unneeded word given the context. Like liquidity belongs in more of like, do you have liquid assets? Like I get it. I understand. It's just anyways. I want to have a good day today. I want to have a good day today. And by golly, I'm going to have a good day today. Cheers. Yeah, where's Jimbo at? See Jimbo? Maybe he texts me. Let's see. Did he ask for the address? Nope. See? That's why Dean Constan 481, you win the award of the day for, I mean, it was brutal, but it was honest. Jimbo is indeed a scumbag, and he just proved it here. He's trying to get something to hold over my head. Because had I said, oh, so you didn't want to hang out. He's like a woman. He's a woman. I'm going to say it. I said it. Jimbo has a mangina. I said it. Let the record state. Long's looking good if we can find an entry. Where do you find an entry? Where's a good entry? Where are you looking to find an entry, Bryn? Let me ask it that way. Where are you looking to find an entry? James, irrelevant. If I am balding and then I identify as somebody that is not balding, does that mean that I am not balding? No. No. If I was born in 1983 and I'm now 43 and I identify as a 10-year-old so I can go play Little League Baseball again, does that actually mean I get to play Little League Baseball? No. No. Math. It's doggone math. No. I'm gonna. I still need to talk to my wife. I want to shave it. I need to just shave it and then just start it like right here and down. Just go with the beard, shaved head. I'm a little nervous. A little nervous to do it because my head's kind of lumpy. I got some, I I identify as a properly. Yeah, exactly. A dip under VWAP. All right. Well, right now it's like we're not going to be dipping under VWAP. By the way, I say it, but I want to reiterate. When I see you guys tagging each other's names, that implies you're talking to somebody else. And when I see it multiple times, it implies you're having a conversation with that person. So from a logistics standpoint, thank you, because that way I don't bother because I realize you're not talking to me. So I thank you. There's no confusion. But it just warms my loins that I love to see you guys just having a conversation. That's what it's all about. Well, not totally what it's all about, but that makes it feel just that much more of community when people are having conversations. Dare I say, maybe even poking fun at one another in a good-hearted manner. It gives me the warm and fuzzy. Thank you, Green. Did you go take Profit Trader? Wait, what's your story, Green? What were you trading? Were you doing options or were you doing stocks? No, I guess the wind currents, however that works, has not affected, at least where I'm at in Iowa. I don't think anywhere in Iowa is affected, though. It seems more like Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, a little bit of Ohio. But yeah, my in-laws in Michigan, they're like, it's bad. That's crazy. You don't want to help out your community, period. I'll be there, period. Because I'm a good citizen, period. See? When given an opportunity, you have to take pot shots at the contractor. You just have to. You have to. Oh, well, on that note, period. Screw the community, period. I like your plan of action. I asked him if he was going to be at the house. No, I'm going to be hauling equipment. Hence my point about, I got up on my high horse of morality. And then he explained, well, I'm hauling my equipment so I can get over to your place next week so I can do the next phase. And I'm like, hence the, oh, well, if that's what's going on, yeah, screw the community. Yeah, I like your plan. We have code purple. Yeah, my brother-in-law said something about, I don't know what was it. Let me look real quick. So is purple the worst? Because Grand Rapids, okay, there's like different numbers. So Grand Rapids, like yesterday, it was like at 470. I do see purple on this map though. So is purple like the worst places or not? Yeah, I was doing stocks and options for a take. Okay, so you've done futures before green, or is this your first time doing futures with a prop firm? Yeah, it was. Okay, purple is bad. Yeah, I've been, given that I'm, was in Michigan for the past, well, before moving to Iowa, we've experienced before, but it was more like it'd be like a weird orange haze. It would like accentuate the sun and stuff like that. But I guess, according to my in-laws, it's like a new level. Like it seems like it's foggy outside, and at least in like Grand Rapids, West Michigan area, where my in-laws are, there hasn't been any breezes. So like the stuff is kind of just sitting around and it's hot. So it sounds like it's pretty miserable. Oh, green. Thank you, sir. Thank you for being open minded enough to at least give it a try. There's a good track record here that suggests you will really, really enjoy not having to deal with theta. In fact, I cannot think of anybody that has come back and then said, Clay, yeah, I like theta. I'm going back to day trading options. I have not seen that. I think you will enjoy their movement and you will really enjoy stuff where you can get. So here's how theta works. If you're not, if you don't understand options, so in options, let's say you buy this pullback right here and you buy a call. A call means you think it's going to go up. Now, did it go up? It did. It did right here. The problem is though, in the world of options, and I'll make this brown to represent, anyways, the problem is this sideways action. This sideways action, this is where theta takes over. So by the time this moves happens, now again, I can't say for sure, but there is a very real possibility that this move upwards you bought right here maybe is still a loss. Very well, maybe it's just the break even. Maybe it's a small winner. But Clay, you said you bought right here and then eventually went up there. Yes, but because it went sideways here, theta ate away at things, meaning that move right there was not nearly as valuable as it could have been. However, in futures, it doesn't matter. You bought right here. You were able to sell right there. The numbers are what they are. Nothing was eroded away. So that is why it's just a no-brainer. Why day trading options compared to day trading futures is garbage. Because options has theta. Hey, Rodrigo. Cool. Will be there on option? Okay, so will this be your first time trading futures too? Maroon is the worst. Yeah, like I said, the number for where my in-laws were at was 470. Whatever that. My wife and I were talking about, like, yeah, we're not really sure what that 470 means, but my brother-in-law texted who's out in Arizona, and he's like, man, that's crazy. So I'm assuming 470 is pretty high. Yes, code Clay. I hate to be the nitpicker, but I kind of have to. But what Kevin says, but it is case sensitive. So technically speaking, code, and then Clay's got to be all caps. Oh, really, Kevin? Your dad's into trading? I did also do futures with my own money. Yeah. So exactly, Rodrigo. Thank you for sharing that. By the way, a lot of people don't like to share that, but that's why, especially when you're a beginner to futures, prop firms are so nice because that Rodrigo, thanks to his courage and transparency, I like how I put that. All I have to say is the money I used to trade futures is not mine anymore. I hear you, brother. Thank you for that. Take heed to that. My argument is not to go day trade futures. It's to day trade futures through a prop firm because of what Rodrigo just said. Futures, boy oh boy, the gains can add up quick. But that is a two-sided coin. And as Rodrigo is saying, the money that he used to fund that account is no longer his money. And thank you for using code Clay, by the way. I appreciate that. You're feeding hungry children. All right, I'm going to send Jim the address just so I can fully cover all bases. Give him zero leverage. Oh, scumbag. How many hungry children? Six. Six, yeah. Yes, the children you will be feeding are mine, and I have six of them. So, yes, you will be feeding six hungry children. I knew that as far as my old boss kept trying to convince me that it was better than futures. Now it's complete different, and you will lose. Yeah, I mean, I want to be fair. I'm not saying you can't make money day trading options. My argument has never been one about whether or not you can make money. My argument is about efficiency. And it is just less efficient to have to deal with theta. He lost 4K and made 5K the next day. Yeah, though that kind of illustrates the swings that can occur. Okay, comma. I also noticed the basement stairs were getting squeaky again. I will say this: that the foam, we're some of it is the bats for insulation, but that foam stuff, a couple spots more so for noise. Man, that stuff is like, my kids are like, it looks like a brain. I'm like, yeah, that is kind of what it looks like. Right. Yeah, exactly. Tamor, he says all this stuff. Oh, he's always here to say, I hope everybody made money from my analysis. I also noticed that. I was not saying anything, but you brought it up, Kevin. I noticed he's got suspiciously quiet after seeing all this. Hey, what's up, Candlestick? All I know is that, Jim, when you sell your house, I'm whenever you get an offer, I'm gonna bid you up. I'm gonna create a bidding war. Did you foam your rim joist? I don't know what a rim joist is. I mean, I'm assuming it's a joist, but I don't know what type of joist. He just said a rim joist. Okay, yeah, I get that, but I don't understand what he actually means. Hey, what's up, Valreal? where your floor sits on the foundation. Yeah, believe so. Think so. I guess, yeah, I think so. Boy, not much resistance. This could really rip up all day. It could. It could also just be setting us up for an epic Friday afternoon crash. It could just be luring us all into that attitude just to then say, kidding. Enjoy your weekends. Whoosh. Might look for a pull long around that yellow line. 50 SMA on 30 minute. Oh, Doc Soul, you're right. All right, well. Here is the 30 minute. And as Z3 pointing out right here, could find some resistance right around this area. Whoa! What was that? The 30 minute 50 SMA says, how about them apples? How about them apples? But don't let me get away with it. Don't let me get away with it. I didn't make any money from it. So I'm sitting here, blah, 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 blah. Like, no. Nice calls. That wasn't a nice call is one where money is made. I didn't make any money. Now, maybe you're talking to Z3. So Z3, as long as Z3 made money, I'll join you in telling him nice call. But you better not be talking to me. That was not a nice call. Made zero money from it. Nice. I don't know. No, I don't think. It's one that clearly I did not actually believe that much in. Because had I believed in it, I would have taken it. So, okay, let's do this. A nice call, a nice observation is one where the person puts money behind the observation or behind the call. Because that at least means there's some sincerity behind it. There we go. That's how we'll take care of this conundrum. Glad I took a short there. Good job, Eli C. All right, this is where I actually did say I was interested in a long, so let's see what I can cook up here. Ooh, all right, I'm gonna go for the middle finger trade. Okay, this is a middle finger trade. Now the ultimate middle finger is right here, but I'm not sure it wants to get down to that middle finger. All right, well, that was the move I was looking for, and given it's now bounced, no thank you. I'm going down to the big old middle finger right there. Again, if you picture put it down here. If you picture these as kind of like, just the shape, and then all of a sudden, like, see how that sticks up? Just, kind of like these are hands. So this is the hands, and then we're looking for those middle fingers, the little, some call these proctology trades, whatever floats your boat. The oil spiking right now, really? Let's see. Ooh, yeah. Definitely a solid green candle here on gold. I'm sorry, on oil. Yes, I did. Actually, 2 trades on ES. That right there, if anybody was wondering, is ES. I've been trying to do a little bit more of it. I don't know if I like it. I'm trying to give it an honest go, though. But yes, those are a couple ES trades right there. EMA, SMA, rock. I want to rock. Don't cry for me, Argentina. Why don't you like it? Don't I like what? Crap, what was I just talking about? What don't I like? I do remember I was talking about something I did not like. What is it? Oh, ES. It seems a little too slow. Seems a little too slow. It isn't a scalper's tool. Well, that checks out. Let me be very clear. That doesn't mean that there's no value in it. If you love ES and it's working for you, fantastic. I'm just saying for me, I'm trying to give it an honest go. And an honest go is definitely got to be more than 1 or 2 trades. 1 or 2 trades, not by any sort of, statistical situation. 1 or 2, a sample size of 1 or 2 or 3 or even 5. Not an honest attempt. Dang, Z3. The 30-minute 50 SMA. Duck Soul. Did you take that? Were you short Z3? Please tell me you were short. Please tell me that was not you just yapping. Like me, I was just yapping about it. Nothing even occurred though. I know Eli. Eli said he made money from it. I would have been. I won't lie to it. Okay, at least you took the trade. I would have been more interested, but these are situations that I can't really work with. Like, if you remember, this was kind of grinding, and then it went red out of nowhere. Whereas this had kind of maybe built up some sort of pattern and maybe given me some high, but yeah, that in all actuality, the quickness at which that happened, sure, I was starting to think short. I was in a shortish mindset, but then it was like, nope, we're going down. It's like, oh, okay, well, I'm left behind then. Just 2 contracts short, but hey, that's all. That's all you need. A couple contracts. Man, I'm excited about Green and who is the other gentleman that are making their way into the Rodrigo. Yeah, Green and Rodrigo. I'm excited for them. Morning. Yeah, that dump happened super fast. I was saying, oh, shorts. Yeah. Well, that's why. That's why. Cam, you were prepared. You had the toilet paper by the desk. Does it? Yeah, that's kind of like YM, Miss Tiny Trader. I don't know what it is about YM. Again, to be fair, I have a sample size of like between 5 to 10 trades. I don't know if I've ever made money on YM. No, that's Able. Hopefully next week, Batsy, because it is with Apex, and not only is it with Apex, he's also in the UK, so it's international. So that can kind of slow things down a little bit. But yeah, hopefully we get our news, Batsy. Batsy's going to get her own account, and hey, Blossom's great. If you're listening, Blossom, thank you for using code Clay. I appreciate it. Hey, shout out to Fun Uncle and Ace Trades. A little bit of a disagreement, but man, they are keeping it professional. They're keeping it adult-like. I appreciate that. What a good example I'm witnessing right now. Just lurking in the shadows. Thank you, boys. Or girls or furries, whatever you identify as. There you go. Wood blocks. Well, yesterday I lost my pro. Oh, whoa. I made like 7K. Yeah, Nas. You are still well ahead. You are still well ahead, Nas. Keep it that way, though. Keep it that way, brother. That is an amazing run you had. One account, got 7,000 from it. That is an amazing ROI. So just come back Monday, brother. Oh, wait, did that middle trade act? Look. The middle finger. Oh, that's where I was. Why did I cancel that? I don't remember why. Oh, I do remember because it came down and then started to come back up, so that kind of weirded me out. But in hindsight, I should have just kept it at that middle finger. Not the king middle finger, one of the little minion middle fingers. We have king middle fingers and we have minion middle fingers. Dude, we're building out this system. Middle finger trading concepts. I will try a short right here. Stop right there. See if we can get like some kind of double top. If the red line turns blue, I'm in. Now, if this thing is about to just go straight up, I'm about to have a losing trade. But let's see if we can get some kind of double top here. I really don't like how it's putzing right below my entry. I should probably cancel it. No! No! Oh, so close, yet oh so far away. All right. Never mind. What's up, Clay? Been wearing out your. Uh-oh. Okay, you didn't reset into the pros though, right, Grant? Thank you for using code Clay, by the way, but let's make sure we don't overdo it here. Okay. All right, good. So the numbers you good job. You didn't have a total train wreck then. Yeah, call it a day. I agree. No more code Clay for you today. No more. Call it a day, brother. Hey, Spencer. So here, this is my ultimate premise. I know it's like, oh, well, don't you want him to keep blowing accounts so that he keep? No, no, no. That does not align big picture. I'm more of a big picture guy. My big picture premise is this. If you guys succeed, you will actually, in the longer term, use way more codes. Because you'll get your 5 TPT accounts maxed out, and then you'll branch out to Lucid or Tradeify or whoever. You'll get them, and you're still using code Clay. And yes, along the way, you'll have losing trades, aka blown accounts. So yeah, every now and then use code Clay for those, but because overall you're having more success, you're building out an empire, and then before you know it, across 5 different prop firms, you have 20, 30 accounts, and you're using code Clay intermittently, as you kind of lose some here or there. Now, your trend is still very much so going up, but yeah, along the way, like anything, because of risk management, and that's what prop firms are, you lose accounts here and there, no big deal. So yes, I am on team. I want you to have success because my theory is in the bigger picture, you'll use code Clay way more. But if you just keep cooking accounts, you're gonna eventually run out of money, and then you won't use code Clay anymore. So maybe in like the near term, I get like there's a boost of code Clay, but I want to build something bigger. So I want you all to succeed. So yes, Grant, stop using code Clay. You're in a good spot now. Call it good, brother. I'm still thinking short. And once again, once you consider the 30-minute time frame, it does make sense why we're kind of struggling here. On this chart, it does. It looks like the middle of nowhere. Like, why is it all of a sudden struggling here? Well, 30-minute makes a lot more sense. Kind of wish this was a 50K instead of 150K. It would be kind of Z3. But you get that 150K passed, you're going to be like, I'm really glad this is a 150K instead of a 50K. I assure you, if you can get it passed, it'll flip around. What? SMA or EMA, Green? My 5 minute is showing the 200 all the way down here. Maybe you're using like the EMA or something. Hey, Trader Alex. Just 2 new accounts today and both blown. Well, I would say today is one of those days where there are a lot of blown accounts because it looked like it was going to be a very bearish day, which I can see putting people in a bearish mindset. And then when it did what it did, those people in a bearish mindset, again, rightfully so, I would not call them acting irrationally. That just went up, and that I'm sure just cooked a bunch of people that were short. So yeah, today was you're not alone in cooking accounts. I'll put it that way. Thankfully, no cooked accounts for me, but yeah, it was that morning was definitely something else. Not to mention, when you stop and think about it, going into the morning, the price had already been drifting down anyways in the pre-market. So before the New York Open, it had already been trending down. So it made sense. Okay, here's a continuation of the trend, which had already been happening. So yes, I'm going to start to take on more of a bearish bias, and that did not work out well. Man, if Tradeovate wasn't down this morning, I would have caught that push to the upside. Oh yeah, would you have? Yeah, me too. Me too. I would have bought right here too, brother. Right there. I would have went 20 NQs right there, brother. Yeah, maybe. You still have the one thing, but would you have hesitated within your rules? Hopefully, Townsend, you'd have been like, nope, I never hesitate. But I've never met a trader that has never missed the trade that was within the rules because they hesitated. I'm not sure that exists. I think we all hesitate from time to time. We all question our rules from time to time, which then creates the hesitation. But Townsend, I'm gonna join you in the positive thinking, saying you would not have hesitated. You would have taken that trade. I had a great morning. What are y'all talking about? Well, good. I'm glad you had a great morning. But broadly speaking, there are a lot of people that did not have a good morning, and I can understand why they didn't. Okay, still putzing around at these highs. No blown accounts for me. Good job, Weebick. Still looking for a short up around here, maybe. That was a scary experience, especially getting locked out at market open. Yeah. You got locked out? Oh, gotcha, green. All right. Thinking of a short here as it continues to really hesitate around this area. I'm in. See if it wants to come on down. First target is right there. You know what? Let's get risk behind me. Yeah, I'm being tight with my stop, but this thing I want it to either come down right now or I'll just take out break even. All right, break even. Because I can always try again. Yeah, I'm going to try a short right here, see if it wants to come back down. Oh, trading view locked. Gotcha. So you're still able to trade then. You just couldn't see because trading view you were just using for your charts. You're looking to get short at the red line. This general area here, especially when you consider the 30-minute. Thank you again, Z3. We do have that 50 SMA sitting around this area, so. All right, at this point, I now want to see it come up here. And then I'm going to move my entry up a little bit more. So I want to see this get a little higher. Whoops. Like, would love to see this yellow line get hit. There we go. So yellow line needs to get hit, and then I'm going to put my new entry right here. But step one, yellow line needs to first get hit. And hindsight will be the judge. If this thing just dumps, then yeah, I'm going to be sitting here saying, well, that was a stupid requirement. But if this all of a sudden skyrockets and just keeps on going, I'm going to be very glad that I did not get short right here. So hindsight is the judge on if this is a dumb or smart requirement on my part. I was short biased, so went heavy for me currently on a short. Thankfully, I noticed that the trend was changing. Oh, good job, Southpaw. Okay, so at this point now, my little requirement is was seemingly a stupid decision. But that, again, that is with hindsight. Yeah? Hello? Jet? Hello? Hello? Hey, buddy. You want to say hi to people real quick? Mm-hmm. Okay. You say hi to them real quick. Okay, real quick. Okay. Oh! Can you say hi to everybody? Say hi.
Hi.
Can you say Doc Soul?
That's so.
There, I see. Doc Soul. Your turn. You say it.
When that's so.
Yeah, good job, buddy. Yeah, big boy. Oh, it's pulling back here. Look at that.
Well, just fuzz it.
Yeah, exactly. All right, can you say bye to everybody?
Bye.
Okay, say one more. Doc Soul.
That's so.
Good job. All right, see you later, buddy. Does everybody know you're up here? Who are you up here with? Why don't you head downstairs? Hello? You know Jet's up here by himself? Okay, head on down, buddy. See you later, buddy. All right. Oh, well, okay. We are potentially getting ready for a pull for a long here at the 21 EMA. Yeah, that's what I mean. Code Clay, you feed hungry children. There's one of them. There's one of the 6. That's your youngest. That's Jet. Okay, I'm long. See if we can get a bounce here. Come on. No, Grant, no. You're done. Thank you, sir. That's very kind of you, but please, no more Code Clays for you. Just call it a week. Hey, Mark, thank you, sir. Jet will, he'll be appreciative. Zooks, you are a very observant man. Cheers, Southpaw. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to remind myself. You are one of several that have said, just at times, I know it sounds crazy. All right, I'm gonna. That feels like a little bit of a gift. But at times it can be like, oh man, I'm tired. This is getting. But it's like just cherish these moments because they don't last long. So that's what I'm trying to do for sure, Southpaw. Whoa, that turned around quickly right back down. I guess maybe my scalp out wasn't as stupid as what it felt at first. Grant's hilarious. Well, I'm going to go cook a couple more accounts so I can help. No. Don't do it, Grant. While funny, it would be a stupid idea. But that is very kind of you. In the most stupidest of ways, very kind of you. Ooh, do I try the middle finger again? I don't know. This might have a little bit more downwards pressure to it. Where's 21 EMA here? 733 or 833? I don't need to get. Let's just let things continue to settle out here a little bit. Hit my goal of 50%. Thank you, Southpaw. Hit my goal of 50% consistency on this eval. Hey, good job, Legsit. This trading thing has turned out to be, it is, yes, I know. I know that social media can give the impression as if it's a little bit easier than what it actually is. But just make sure you're learning. I'm not saying this is the case, Troy, but a lot of people mask just degeneracy with, but I'm not giving up. It's like, oh no, what you mean by that is I want to keep being a degenerate. Now, I'm not saying that's for you, Troy, but just make sure you're learning. With every cooked account, all right, let's do a little autopsy here. Looks like a pretty spicy day. Yeah, and so John B, you're the exact like explanation. Shorts could have had a very good day or a very bad day. John, when you're short and near the open, of course you did good. Congrats, John. You chose very wisely. But then another short could be, wait, what? John, how did you do well today? What do you mean it's shorts? I was a short and I got cooked. Well, yeah, because of that big old checkmark bounce. But good, John. I'm glad you were shorted during that period of the day. Potentially, Marius. The problem and another thing that makes trading so hard is even if you concede a lesson has been learned, you still have to always follow the lesson. You have to obey what you learned, right? And that's where the voices are a problem. Because the voices are telling us to do something that we know is stupid. The voices are telling us, hey, you've learned this before. This is stupid. You know this. And you're like, I know, but I don't care, right? That's what the tilt voice does. So again, that just reason number 400 millionth of why trading is hard. Even if you learn the lessons, you still have to follow through with the lessons you've learned. And the voices in our head, they don't want us to follow through. That's why it's such a game of voice management. What a bounce. Yeah, agreed. Yes. You do have to be disciplined towards the lessons that you have learned, which is not always easy. Yeah, nice bouncing for sure. Biggest thing I've learned is there's nothing wrong with trading micros and waiting for the revenue. Yeah. That's one of those lessons that again I think is I'm not saying you're influenced by Evil Shadex, but I think a lot of people by kind of like the ego traders or whatever, like you're not a real trader, you're a wimp, you're weak, you're terrible, blah blah blah, unless you do minis, and then it's like as if micros mean like you're lesser of a trader, and it's like no, that's stupid. That is not a mathematical argument. That is completely one from ego. Exactly. Yeah. All right. So you can relate to the voices. Do bounce back and forth with different time frames. Oh no, I use multiple time frame analysis. So like I don't only use the 2 minute, and then all of a sudden I'm not going to use the 2 minute anymore, and then I use the 5 minute. So no, I'm not bouncing back in that sense. I am bouncing back within the sense of multiple time frame analysis. So right now I just bounced to the 5 minute. I'm looking at the 5 minute, but I'm still considering the 2 minute. Yeah, Todd, there are indeed a lot of sellers at these highs, which is why I'm still thinking maybe another short up there. I don't see any reason to ever trade minis to be. I mean, there's a time and place for everything. But there is, depending on kind of the world. Some people will make you feel as though like you're lesser of a trader because you're doing micros, and it's just like if anybody's making you feel lesser of a trader because you do micros, they find somebody else to hang out with, because that is completely driven by ego and yo bro, and it's just like nah. I made 1,500 today with 3 to 5 micros. Well, you're a loser then, Legsit. You're not a real man. You're not a real trader. That's Bush League. You're using micros. Do you see how stupid this sounds, though? But, like, he maxed out his account. So there is a choice. Either follow the math, and Legsit is following the math. Dude, I used 3 to 5 micros, and I maxed out my account. Or you can do the approach that I just did in jest about ego. Like, screw the numbers. Like, screw you maxed it out. Screw you had a good day. You're just, like, not a real man. You're not a real trader because you use micros. It's like, does everybody see how stupid that actually is? Ego or math? I'm just going to go ahead and choose the math. And if the math suggests that micros are doing well for you, just go with micros. No, I mean, I agree, Z3. Micros definitely give more flexibility. But at the same time, I mean, there's a time and place for everything. There are people out there that do just fine with minis, and more power to them. As long as they're not out there yapping about how they're a real man, or they're a real woman, or they're a real furry because they use minis, then yeah, there you go, Legsit. Hey, Jet. I think he might be back. Oh, that's you. Is Jet up here?
No.
He's on. So that was you running around? What's that? Oh, okay.
She just cut her hair like with scissors.
Who cut their hair with scissors?
No, not me.
Oh, okay.
Mama actually cut herself.
Oh. Oh, okay. I'm having trust issues with the 21 EMA right now. It's just, there's this wedge that's basically formed. It's like, I don't know. Is this thing about to... It just feels too much like a coin flipped right now. So I'm going to just sit here. Those outside the 8% are just bumbling idiots. Just understand that in the world of the 8.3 billion on Earth, only say 15% trade. Whoa, you think 15% of the world population trades? It could be true. I don't think I've ever actually researched that out, but that seems super high. Like if I were to envision on the street, I bump into 10 people, and then a little over one of every one of those 10 people trades. I don't know. Oh, you're guessing. Okay, fair enough. It could be true. To be fair, it could be true, but that seemed okay. Fry. You remember there is the delay. There is a delay. So I understand, like you said something that I'm now responding to. Well, in my world, like there's a little mismatch there. So yes, I understand. I see that you said you're guessing. Remember, this is a live stream. It is not like literal real time. Like if I were to type if I were to say type the number 5, I would not see the number 5 show up until about 4 or 5 seconds from now, because I got to wait for it to. Just friendly reminder, brother. Again, what he was saying is that there's a lot of stupid people. That's what he's ultimately saying. Exactly. Yeah. The point of my message was that the vast majority of people. Yes. Exactly. That was the overarching point he was trying to make. Is there's a lot of morons in the market and in the world. Okay, you guys are getting way okay. Yes, I was in there. I was that. Okay, let's put aside the percentages he used. That was not what he was trying to get at. That was not his point. Agreed. Free up. Agreed. Well, to be fair to them, you did bring up an interesting point. Like, I realize it was not your point, but it does create an interesting rabbit trail of I wonder what percentage of the world population does trade. So good job. You made a point while at the same time bringing up like a side quest for you video gamers out there. I think I'm using the right terminology. Like the side quest now of I wonder what that actually is. Yes, it's irrelevant to your point. I understand that. But what I'm trying to tell you is the reason why people are still talking about it is because it's actually an interesting question. Didn't have any toilet paper at that time, so I had to change. Oh man, yeah, that's why. That's it's a necessity. Traders, we need internet connection. We need a halfway decent, tablet or phone. Need this. You never know. Definitely don't wear whitey tighties. That's for sure. Bare minimum, don't be wearing whitey tighties. That is true. That is true. People do oftentimes get caught up in the details that were irrelevant towards the main point. All I'm suggesting is that to try to be as charitable to everybody. I prefer not to default to that person's an idiot. I prefer to at least be charitable at first. So, in the spirit of being charitable, I'm assuming that they found that point interesting and started to talk about that. Hey, thank you, CR15. Google says it's 0.0002%. Now that seems kind of low. Cabal is going to thin out. Less than 1 billion. Cabal? What's Cabal? And why is it going to thin out? You think there's already a billion? The satanic cabal. Wait, what? Okay, why do you think it's going to thin out? And why has it gotten so many? I said nothing about trading and 1 billion people. Oh, the World Economic Forum is the cabal. The World Economic Forum is a satanic cabal. Is that what you're saying? And this World Economic Forum, who is the satanic cabal, is going to thin out. That's what you're saying. I don't want to misrepresent. Gotcha. Okay. Is that the thing that what Klaus somebody? Isn't that is he the guy that's head of the economic forum, or am I missing? Or am I mixing that up? Okay. Yeah, I've not. I can't say that I've. That's a little bit out of my wheelhouse. I'm not. Obviously, I don't. I barely even know the leader's name. So technically, yes, that is exactly what you suggested. But we can move on. I I think they want. They want. Okay, they want to think the population. Bill Gates said, right folk song about. Okay, John, I think got some typos there. Clay's playing dumb. He's in the cult. I mean, maybe. In theory, maybe I am because I don't even know what you guys are what you're talking about. So to be fair, I guess maybe I am, considering I don't even know what you're talking about. All I know is that this is what happens when we get into wedges in the market. When it's just kind of chopping back and forth, we start talking about cabals. Yeah, I think so. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I take that as saying in order to do this math to figure out how many people trade, I would take 8.3 times 15%. So, and whatever that number is, that is what you, again, you're guessing right there. Fair enough, you're guessing, but you are guessing that whatever 8.3 billion times 15%, that is your guess as to how many people actively trade. I don't know what that number is, but that's how I would take your original comment. And then of whatever that number is, whatever 15% times 8.3 billion is, of that number, 8% of those are profitable. So that is how I'm taking that. There we go. So for everybody else that keeps going back and forth, here we go. He says yes. There we go. That is what he was, again, he was guessing. No word did he say it was a fact or anything like that. He was guessing. 60% of the time, it works every time. When I tell my family I goof in futures, I'm watching sci-fi. Whoa! Is this a short? This might be a fake break. I don't know if I trust this. But hey, now we're getting some movement here. Well, congrats to anybody that was kind of just accumulating here. Here's your payday. Is there any sort of genuine power here? What a sprouting day. No, that is the 21E. Bounce off the 8 MA. There's no such thing as an MA. There are many types of MAs, but yeah. So to be specific, that is the 21 EMA. But this is the 50 SMA. Yeah, yeah, no problem. I use the eight what? SMA or EMA or another one of them. There's like a bunch of different. Some of these SMAs I don't even like know what they are. How do I figure that out? One of you are like, that's a such and such. Use the SMA, yeah. SMA is better for day trading. I mean, maybe for you, Eli. For you. Because I say this with all due respect, Eli, but the 21 EMA, at least around the live stream, has a pretty spicy history of being pretty. Like I said, I use both. Like, I'm a total politician, right? I'm like, kumbaya. Why can't we all get along? I use the EMA, I use SMAs, I use the VWAP, I use the Mongolian barbecue pivot points, I use the Fogo de Chao Fibonacci circles, you know. I use the Cheesecake Factory moving averages. Simple moving average equal moving average. I mean, kind of. Maybe, but like, I don't know. Usually people specify which moving average they're using. Yeah, the middle finger strategy, you know. Now I need my. I don't know if Mongolian barbecue's around anymore. I really like going to those places. I don't think. I think that chain might be kaput. I use 21 EMA. Yeah, same. Same Bowser. All right, let's see if we can get some kind of pullback here. I still don't know if I trust this breakout. I'm having a little bit of trust issues right now. Maybe hindsight will reveal that I have zero reasons to be having trust issues right now, but I personally have trust issues. The one by me clip. Yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah. Does anybody actually have a Mongolian barbecue still open by them? 900 incoming. Yes, finally looking to help. Oh, he is not even at highs yet, huh? Yeah, I'm thinking about potentially a short here. Today is OPEX. I don't know if the market. You would think that the market would care more about like those oil news and stuff like that, but it doesn't really seem to. Nice, John. Oh, OPEX. Options expiration. Yeah, see, I'm not cool enough to know what OPEX means. I thought you meant like the oil. I thought there was oil news today. Because it's rigged. What's rigged? We don't have to belabor this. A session last night, at least from 9 p.m. The markets are all rigged. Oh, gotcha. Who are they rigged by? What do you mean, good question? You're the one telling me they're rigged. Yeah, well, rigged by who? All right, maybe a short here. Okay, maybe we get a little bit of topping action here. Yeah, I think there's some epic amounts of irony going on right now. We'll see. We'll see. All right, I want to see how this candle finishes. Well, okay, Free. Who do you think, if you had to guess who they're rigged by, who are they rigged by? Now, for the record, I don't know what. Okay, we're getting more movement here. No, I do believe that over time the markets are rigged to go up. Like over history, because I just adopt this premise. Politicians love power. Politicians stay in power by having order. A very quick way for order to spin out of control is for everybody to lose their money in their 401ks. The way everybody would lose money in their 401ks if the stock market crashes and goes to zero. At that point, we have chaos and the politicians lose their control, which they enjoy. So over time, I do think that it's rigged in the sense of the government will stand in, try to bail people out, print money, blah, blah, blah. So like in that sense, I think it's rigged. Whereas I've always said 40 years from now, the market should be higher because politicians will ensure that it keeps going up because they don't want mass chaos in the street. But if we're talking about rigged, like every 2 minutes, like there's some magical mystical force that is, building bull flags, and then the magical mystical force creates, a head and shoulders on the 15-second time frame. I don't believe in that type of rigged. So frigged is a more nuanced topic. Yes, if that's the type of rigging, fine. Yes. Where the market keeps it going up because if you don't perform as a company, they kick you out and then put somebody in that does perform. If that's your definition of rigging, fine, agreed. But yes, if your definition of rigging is like there's supposedly market makers that are like, okay, let's bring the price up. Okay, let's bring it down. There's our bull flag. And now let's bring it out. If that's your definition of rigging, disagree, and very easy to prove that that's not the case. With a little bit of economic history and logic, very easy to disprove that definition of rigging. Like I said, rigging is a very broad term, which is why I like to define terms. So, yes, the one that I push back on because it's just simply not true is, that there's something or someone that can literally just on the 1 minute time frame build a bull flag if it wants and then cause it to break out. No. Which time frame is the most efficient to trade? I don't know. That would depend on what type of trading you're doing. Swing trader and day trader are probably going to give two very different answers to that question. Even day traders are going to give different answers to that question. Some may say the 1 minute. I might say the 2 minute. Others might say those are worthless. Too much chop. Do the 15-minute. Yeah. Well, I like the 2-minute. I like the 2-minute and the 5-minute as my two kind of primary ones. But that doesn't mean that it's that's universal. You, for all I know, you may hate the 2-minute and the 5-minute. Oh, we do have a middle finger right there, didn't we? Oh, Doc Soul. 15 1-minute. Fair enough. I am of the opinion that people should have the 5-minute as part of their strategy somewhere, just because so many people use the 5-minute that it does, you get a lot of self-fulfilling prophecies. KRT likes a 7-minute. There we go. I am interested in a long at the yellow line, especially now with the bigger move up. And the 21 EMA is catching up. Okay, we'll look to buy right there at that green line. Let's see what happens. You scalped it? Oh man, I didn't. Do you? I didn't even know you did scalp. I thought you're always kind of, going for the letting the trade work out for you. And if you can get your 100 points, then beautiful. Yeah, I could see that, Brian. And I do agree. Yeah, that's why I've been there before, and you're right. It's like, okay, crap, now I got to go trade this one. So, I mean, I realize you understand this, but it's either, okay, copy trade them or just do less. Because I fully agree. I've had that too. And given I don't want to copy trade, it's like, okay, I'll just do a little less. I use 5 and 30-minute after looking at the daily. Cool. So good discussion here. So hopefully, calculator risk, you're seeing everybody's kind of got their different little flavor. Here's a short I was looking for. Right here is the short, right now. Where is here? Like right now, you want to get short? No, what, 900? No, okay, so up there. So you're here. See, do you see? I already see the power of just giving numbers. His definition of here, even though he said it when the price was, well, here, was actually up here. Here is a really bad word. Now that I think about it, Nero, when you said short, the here is the short. Where? I'm telling you, folks, numbers are like a super powerful clarifier. Oh, Doc Soul. You're getting long at 941. Yeah, hit that like button if you have not yet. It helps. It helps. Hit the like button, please. Every little bit helps. Even though I've been absolutely terrible at reminding or asking, but that's okay. Oh boy. Oh yeah. This could be still a nice little new candle start. Okay, now straight down. Straight down. Don't go up and then come down. Just come down right now. Come to Papa. Come to Papa. I love it when they call me Big Papa. Indeed, there she goes. So this is why broad statements are bad, because let's think about this again. Broadly speaking, I was right. I wanted to buy the pullback because I thought it would go back up. Well, look, it pulled back. It went back up. Therefore, I was right. Therefore, I would have made money. Well, you guys also have the problem with this. Well, wait a second, Clay. But you were wrong in the details. And the detail you got wrong was you thought it was going to pull back a little bit more than it actually did. Because obviously your entry point was a little bit lower. So, like I said, you are, again, to anybody that's newer here, I'm telling you right now, in the spirit of just trying to save yourself a little bit of time, it is worthless practice. You're deceiving yourself if you're practicing with broad statement trading. Dang, I would have crushed it because I would have been looking to buy the pullback, and look, it pulled back and went up. I'd be Are you sure you got in? Are you sure you didn't get in and get stopped out before it went up? You know, if you give yourself the 3 numbers, you can hold yourself way more accountable. What a move, though. Doc Soul. Okay, I'm gonna buy pullback here. Hopefully this is not a range where it's like, all right, let's head all the way down here to the bottom of the range now. Like if this is the new range, I gotta get off the color brown. What am I doing with my life? There we go. I'm in. I'll take that. Scalpy scalp. Scalpy scalp. That was 1 p.m. open candle. So what is your premise? That 1 hour open candles always make significant moves? There's 12 p.m. Okay, that was spicy at that hour candle. What about, where's 11? Where's 11? Was 11 spicy? 11, no, not so spicy there. What about 10? Where's 10? 10, I mean, okay, that was the middle of a huge spicy move, so I don't know if we can learn much from 10. But to be fair, I'm not sure. What is your premise by pointing out the hour? Like, what is that supposed to mean? Like that you should always expect spiciness or what? Oh, there's a bond auction? Yeah, isn't it? I don't have a huge data set, Kyle, but sometimes 350 doesn't do anything at all, though, right? I do agree, though. Sometimes 350, booyah. But, like, not all the time, right, Kyle? Yeah, either up or down. Okay, well, how is that any different than any other candle? Like you're saying, well, every time you have a new hourly candle, it's up or down. Okay, fair enough. But how is that different than like the next candle? Aren't all candles either up or down? Hey, Johnny, take care, brother. Manipulation in opposite direction. Okay, I think this sounds like a confirmation bias you have going on. Where when the new hourly candle starts, if it goes, I guess, the opposite direction it was, then see, there's a manipulation. But I mean, surely trading is not that easy. Like, I'm not trying to misrepresent what you're saying, but it sounds as though you're saying whatever the direction of the price is going before the new hourly candle forms, just get ready for it to go the opposite direction because it's going to be manipulated in the opposite way. Like, that's what it sounds like you're saying, but I don't think that's what you're saying. Because I think trading is a little bit more difficult than that. I guess case in point right here. That doesn't even fit right here. Hourly candle, opposite of what was going on. What are you talking about? It was going up. Here's the 10 a.m. candle. It kept going up. So like what happened with the manipulation there? You know what I mean? 11 a.m. candle here. It was going down and then it went down some more. So I don't see any manipulation back up there. So maybe I'm just misunderstanding what you're saying. Okay, I agree here. It was going down, and then the hourly candle showed up and it went up. So again, that holds per your premise, but we have a couple other situations where it's not. You know you lost $3 on that last trade due to slippage. I think you're behind, HR. There's no way I lost money on my most recent trade. I don't know, bro. That seems to be a little bit of confirmation bias. Like, if this happens, it therefore means it was manipulation. If it does not happen, okay, there was no manipulation. Okay, so I guess I'm not sure what does that matter? Because all you've now disclosed is manipulation does not happen all the time. So in my mind, it's not even worth debating whether or not there's manipulation. I'll just concede there is manipulation. But per your own premise, manipulation does not always happen. So like, then who cares about manipulation? If manipulation is not always happening and it may or may not happen, well then why don't you just trade the chart? Now, if you could tell me there was a certain type of manipulation that happened every time, okay, what is this manipulation? Power. Okay, so the manipulation happens every three, the power of three. That's what you're saying? Hey, cut kicker, good to see you. How are you so disappointed to come every day to come speak to people that you don't even know who they are? Oh no, that can be it's a two-sided coin because every day I never know who I'm going to talk to. For all I know, there's somebody new that pops up that's really cool. But to be fair to your point, sometimes yeah, you're like, okay, I'm pretty sure it's a variety. Again, browser. I think you've gone too far down the manipulation rabbit hole, is what I'm saying. Because you're even conceding manipulation does not happen all the time, so who cares then? Unless you can tell me you can tell when the manipulation is going to occur. And if that's the case, well, then it sounds like you got the holy grail to trading. Like, I don't care if manipulation is happening or not. Unless the manipulation happens every time and it's predictable, then who cares? Trade the chart. Trade the chart. I should teach a debate class, maybe. Yeah, exactly, MJ. Agreed. Do you have to? Do you really have to ask that calculator? Oh, come on, brother. I understand math. There's no way I'm trading my own funds. Heck yeah, I'm in a prop firm because I understand math, brother. Big move coming. Okay, you were right. It just went up. I saw it go up. Well, that wasn't big. Well, whose definition of big are we using? This is why, folks, if you give numbers, all words are defined. If Bowser said, I'm buying here, and a big move is coming, and then he gives us his target, we now know his definition of big move because I'm going to assume he wants to sell at the top of this big move. But when people just say big move, that doesn't mean anything. Do you see the power of three numbers? It literally clarifies everything, including the word big. So Bowser trades. If a big move is coming, fine. Where are you going to buy at to take advantage of this move, and where is your target? That way we know how big is being defined. Oh, he's a member of the cult? Oh, gotcha. That's what I'm starting to think. The way he's speaking, it sounds like he's way too much into the manipulation and then trying to make calls as if they're for sure going to happen. Again, I want to be fair to Bowser. For all we know, he was already right because he said a big move was coming. It did actually make a move. Well, to be fair, he didn't even say which direction. So as of right now, we have no idea what he's saying. Not wait, or did he say up? I can't remember. No, he just said big move coming. What does that even mean? Can you get any more broad than that? Like it's a win-win for him. If it goes up, told you. If it goes down, told you. I said big move. Didn't even give us a direction. Holy smokes, Bowser. You are part of the cult, aren't you? This is starting to smell more and more like a cult. Broad language. You can't hold them accountable to anything. I know some of you give me such a hard time about the three numbers, but good grief, if this is not yet example number 5 millionth of why three numbers is just so helpful because it's so clarifying, I don't know what to tell you. To reiterate to everybody, even if I just say, okay, destroys, is there any value in manipulation? There's only value in manipulation if you know when the manipulation is going to occur. But if a manipulation just sporadically happens, well then who cares if there's manipulation or not? It's not any value to you. Now, if you can say, no, Clay, not only is there a manipulation, but I can tell you and I can know when the manipulation is going to occur, okay, now that's spicy. But no, there's nobody out there because that would imply that you can like predict the future and be like 100% win rate. If you know when the manipulation is going to take place, but if you're going to sit there and be like, well, yeah, no manipulation happened there. Okay, so then, in other words, manipulation is also random. Okay, well then who cares? Now, again, if you're part of the cult and you like to explain things what already happened in hindsight, and then you can explain, well, this all happened because, okay, yeah, cool. It allows you to call it, like, tell a cool story. But, like, for us traders, is there any actual practical value? No. If manipulation is random, then who cares? And yeah, so Browser, big move coming. To be fair to Browser, given he never stated the direction, maybe he's right. Maybe he meant big move coming in the downwards direction. But, when you just talk in broad statements like that, you can't really be wrong. So I guess good call. You were right. To be fair, I don't even know how he defines big move. Maybe in his mind, this is still not a big move yet. Maybe it is. I don't know. All right, well, I am still potentially. I might even not even wait for the yellow line. Maybe try something right around here. Okay, does this manipulation happen every time, Bowser? Let me ask you that. Okay, the manipulation you speak of, does it happen every time? Who again? And don't even try to go. I'm not talking to him. I'm talking to everybody else. I don't even want to go down who is manipulating. Let's just concede manipulation is happening. Who cares from who? But it's happening. Question: does this manipulation happen every time in the way you're trying to describe to us? Just scalp the long from 988. MJ sees where my logic is going with all this. That was a 15-minute. Okay, well, I don't care whatever it is. I have right now conceded manipulation has taken place. My follow-up question is, does this manipulation happen every time? Like at this sequence of events or whatever, does a manipulation always happen? I'm still waiting for browser to answer that question. Depends if we're a. Okay. So I don't want to misrepresent you. So what you're saying is no, the manipulation that you just described does not happen every single time. Nothing in the markets is 100%. I agree. Then who cares about manipulation? Manipulation carries zero value unless it's happening every single time. In other words, does it actually matter if it's manipulation or not? If it doesn't happen every time? No. What did it, as MJ said, did it just get manipulated off the 21 EMA? Oh, look at that manipulation. Look at that manipulation. Look at that manipulation. Look at that. Oh, crap. Well, I guess there was no manipulation there. As it came down here. Oh, I guess no. You know what I mean? It's like, unless the manipulation happens every time, then who cares? Who cares? We're just playing semantics. We're trying to sound smart. Again, maybe, was that manipulation? Maybe. Maybe it was. But practically speaking, does it actually matter? No, because it's not like it happens every time. In other words, the manipulation is random. AK, price action is random. Which is why we've just got to find things that give us edges. That's it. No, I cut. Okay, cut kicker. Stick around, brother. Pipe down a little bit, and you'll see that no, there are some people that are dead serious with all this. They are not rage baiting. They're not trolling. They are quite literally dead serious. Stick around. I know you're new to the markets, so therefore you're new to the live stream. Stick around, brother. You will recognize how egregious that comment was. Right, everything is an educated guess. Now, if you're trying to build a cult, then of course, this is how you build a cult. Manipulation exists. I know that exists because I am part of it, or I used to be part of it. Because manipulation exists and because I used to be part of it, I understand it. So follow me because I will explain the manipulation that I know exists because I used to be part. Does everybody see the logical sequence of how you build a cult? You make a claim about something. You say you understand this magical, mystical thing. And because you understand it, people need to follow you so that they can. This is not rocket science, folks. It's not rocket science what certain cults are doing. It's really not. It's really not. Whereas me, I'm just like, nah, it's supply and demand. Wait, so there's no secret? That's just supply and demand. You can't, you're never going to be able to fully predict supply and demand. So we got to just sit here and try to find edges. But here's what happened here. Right at that low, right there was all of a sudden more buyers than sellers. And that's why it went up. Right here, at that moment right there, all of a sudden there were more sellers than buyers. And that is what's going on right now. That is why the price is going down. That's it. Now, can you build a cult around something like that? You can't. But is that what's actually going on? Yes. Supply and demand, buyers and sellers. Right, Marco, yeah. Still trying to be patient, wait for it to come down that yellow line, see if I can get filled down there. Not to mention, Bowser, I'm still waiting for you to man up and address this comment right here, where you said big move incoming and then it dropped. Because I'm pretty sure you meant big move up and then it just dropped. It's all time-based orders, nothing to do with There we go. You heard it here first. This action we're seeing has nothing to do with buyers and sellers. Buyers and sellers are not contributing to this movement. You heard it there, right there. It's all time-based. Yet the thing that he says is all time-based does not happen repeatedly. Yet it's all time-based. The thing that it is does not happen repeatedly. But it is that. But you just said it doesn't happen repeatedly. It doesn't. No, it doesn't. But it is that. Okay, that makes good logical sense. Are you trolling? All right, you're either trolling or you are neck deep in the Kool-Aid of this cult. You do realize that in order for a sell to happen, there has to be a buyer. Do you realize that or no? Like if you're selling your car because you want a new one, like a buyer has to call you up and be like, I want to buy it. And then they actually have to sell you, they have to give you money in order for you to sell. Like, I'm the cult leader. Okay, so you're just joking. Okay, so in all seriousness, have you just been rage baiting this whole time or have you been serious, Browser? Let's all... Has just been one massive rage bait, or are you actually being serious with everything you've been saying? You didn't finish reading that message. I said there's always buyer. Okay, again, I'm not. Yes, there's always buyers and sellers, and they're the ones that dictate where the price goes. It's that simple. If there is more demand than supply, prices go up. If there is more supply than demand, prices go down. It's that simple. But again, I'm not sure if you're just rage baiting or if you're actually serious with all the stuff you've been saying. So could you answer that question? Have you just been rage baiting or are you actually serious? By the way, how long is your lunch? You said you were on lunch from roofing like an hour ago. As a former roofer in college, I don't remember lunches ever lasting this long. I think he's... Yeah, you think, Marco? You think? This is the problem with that cult and how it just brain rots. It is insane. I think it's a good hunch. Yeah, exactly. It's manipulation because it's all rigged. Because I said so. Like, what is the yellow line? The value of it? It is 947. How you look at how you look at markets is yeah. You're making this way more complicated than it needs to be. You said something about what did you say? Hey, top 40 brand, where you been, brother? Good to see you. With the numbers, showing up with the 3 numbers. Love it, brother. That's how you do it. Comes out of nowhere, but hasn't been here for, I don't know, probably a few months. First post, boom, 3 numbers. Good to see you, brother. It's all time based. It's all time based. Okay, fair enough. So you're telling me that at a certain time you know what will happen. If all this manipulation is time based, then you can look at a certain time and you'll know when this manipulation is going to happen? Is that what you're saying? If it's all time based. Can I look at a certain time and know what the manipulation is going to be? Because the manipulation is all time based. Is that what you're saying? I am so fascinated by this. It doesn't have anything to do with sellers and buyers. It's time based. What is time based? The manipulation. Or at least I think that's the premise. That's what I'm trying to get at, Batch. We're going to go on a little logical journey here. Okay, browser, I'm going to ban you here for a second or not. Either listen and engage with my questions or don't. My understanding right now is you're saying manipulation is time-based. Is that true? Well, no, Clay, it has nothing to do with buyers and sellers. The manipulation is all based on time. Is that true? Is that what you're saying? Okay. Anyways. Oh, Kyle. Man, you only bat whatever 1 divided by 100 is. That's your batting average with the jokes, but man, that was a good one. That was good. No. Kyle's not anywhere near batting 1,000. No. Even if he was, I would never let him know. I can't let him know that. Side note, anybody that was here for Jimbo, literal. I don't know if Dean is still here, but Dean absolutely nailed him. Absolute scumbag. Talks trash like he's going to be there. I invite him, and now he's just completely backed out. No, 1 out of 100, MJ. 1 out of 100. Volatility is time-based? I don't know what. No, I don't think so. I mean, I guess it depends on your definition of volatility, but yeah, movement in the market is time based in the sense of the market as an open and close. But like, if you're going to try to tell me that at 1:30 p.m. a manipulation happens and this manipulation is predictable, well, then you just told me the holy grail of trading. So I'm all ears. But I have a sneaky suspicion that this manipulation that's supposed to take place at 1:30 p.m. because it's time-based is not the same every time. Because if it is, it seems like people would have discovered that by now. But I don't know. Maybe I'm an idiot. Maybe I'm wearing too many tinfoil hats. Maybe my tinfoil Speedos are a bit too tight. I'm assuming they're like, well, no, Clay, it doesn't always happen at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Well, then who cares? Then it's worthless. Oh, to be fair, maybe it happens 80% of the time. Okay, well then let's see the data. Let's see the data that at 1:30 p.m. this manipulation happens 80% of the time. Sounds like we're all going to be rich, folks. All right, I think I'm going to try it short here. We are just continuing to putz around. I can get my, well, let's see if I put my stop here. I totally hit sell. Uh-oh. Did I not hit sell? Did I really miss that? I must have. I could have sworn okay, I must have missed it. Good job, Marco. Congrats, man. Manipulation depends on liquidity. Well, I reject that manipulation. Well, again, depends on how you define manipulation. But just for argument's sake, I'll just concede manipulation in any form exists. But unless there's a way that you can predict when the manipulation is going to happen, then who cares? For all I know, the manipulation right now during this phase was to bounce it off the 21 EMA. Well, hey, the chart's already telling me that. No, it's not telling me if it's manipulation or not, but who cares from a trading standpoint? I just want to know that it's been bouncing off the 21 EMA. All right, John, have a good one, brother. If it's time-based and he knows this through experience and he's living in a mansion and whatever. Exactly. Yeah, he's not out roofing. Let me put it this way. You're not roofing in 100-degree heat if you've found the magic grail because it's all time-based and you know what the manipulation is going to be at a certain time. Yeah, now you hit the point, Neil. That's why you first have to define your terms. Like manipulation, like what do we mean? What is being meant by that? Like, is the market manipulated to over time go up? Yes, I believe so. Yeah, it is. So that would be one form, but that's like a broad investment view of manipulation. Like over the next 40 years, I would, because the government just prints money and will bail companies out and, stuff like that. Now, whether or not you agree with the government bailing out companies, regardless, but that would be the manipulation, right? During the financial bubble, I'll give some credit. The government tried to be like, no, there will be no manipulation. Bear Stearns, Lehman Brothers, you made poor decisions, you're done. But as soon as the market as a whole saw that the government was not going to manipulate and bail people out, that's where things spun out of control. And then the government was like, okay, yep, no, we're manipulating now. Bail out, bail out, bail out, bail out. So yes, in that sense, agreed, there's manipulation. But that's where you got to kind of fine tune it. But the people that define manipulation as like on the 2-minute chart, there is something that can bring the price up, bring it down, and then bring it back up. That is a manipulation that I fully reject and, can prove with logic and economic history does not exist. Correct. Yeah. Buyers and sellers matching orders is not manipulation. It's just, that's what a market is. We are at an auction. If you've ever been to an auction, people, so like if this is a stage, here are the people, so if this is an auction, these are the people up on stage. They're saying, hey, I got something I'll sell. And then you have people sitting down in the auction saying they're bidding. They're saying, okay, I realize you're offering that, but I'll buy it for this. And then maybe the person on stage is like, okay, cool, I'll sell it to you. That's called hitting the bid. Maybe the person out in the audience is like, no, I'll buy for the person on stage. That's called hitting the offer. That's all this is. It's an auction. There's no manipulation. It's just buyers and sellers trying to figure out what price do you agree on. It just happens very, 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 very quickly. Like when you go to the grocery store, that is an auction. The people on stage are saying, I'm going to sell you this apple for $1. You in the audience are like, do I accept that? You are welcome to go up to the manager and be like, hey, I'll offer you 80 cents for that apple. The manager can say, no, I'm going to hold it at $1, or they can be like, all right, I'll take that bid, 80 cents. What happened at 1:30 p.m.? Nothing happened at 1:30 p.m. Nothing. What do you think should have happened at 1:30 p.m.? I don't even know what you mean by it. We have a little red candle right there at 1:30. Oh wait, you're driving. This is the dumb. You can't. It's impossible to have any sort of rational discussion with somebody that's. He's saying it reversed. Okay, so and that happens every day at 1:30. Okay, so at 1:30, the price finally starts moving in the sell direction. Okay, so the sell always starts at 1:30 p.m. Eastern because it's manipulated. Is that what you're saying? It's time based. So at 1:30 p.m. Eastern, the manipulation to sell starts. Is that what you're saying? Okay, well, how do you tell when it's going to be a buy or a sell? No, he's not trolling. This guy's serious. I can tell. He's knees deep in the Kool-Aid. Depends on the chart. Okay, so you made a bunch of money from this one then, right? Because you knew at 1:30 it was going to roll over. Is that what you're telling us? You just made a bunch of money? Yes. I'm sure you did. And you do this every day because every day you know which direction the price is going to go at 1:30. So based on the chart will tell you whether it's going to go up or down, but you know all this at 1:30. And that depends on the chart. So when you look at the chart, like, okay, well, in this situation, the manipulation is going to be up. Or in this situation at 1:30, the manipulation is going to be down. So you can tell all that. That's what you're saying. Batsy. Because we were commuting during the lunch, I wait for. Okay, but my question is this. You are saying that there's manipulation, and this manipulation is time based, and this time is 1:30 p.m. Eastern. What I'm saying is, looking at the chart, you'll be able to tell which direction the manipulation is going to occur at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Is that what you're saying? Yes, I can. Why are you still roofing then? Sounds to me like you should be very, very, very wealthy right now. Why are you still roofing? Hey, bald eagle. Hey, what's up, bullish gods? It often reverses. Okay, well that still doesn't mean that it happens every time because nobody just trades. I own a roofing company for 20 years. Have to why? You just told us that you can like you have a 100% win rate. You said manipulation occurs. This manipulation occurs at 130, and when you look at the chart, you can tell which direction the manipulation will be. So why in the world are you dealing with people and customers and all this sort of stuff running a roofing company if you have this holy grail? That's kind of wild. Chaz might have fallen out. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I understand all that. But surely you're one of the richest people in the world. Because it sounds like you have the holy grail of trading based on what you said. So are you one of the, like, what's your net worth? Surely over 100 billion. I mean, it's kind of weird. I'm not going to lie, everybody. My ego, I'm trying to keep my ego in check because we have the greatest trader in the history of trading that is deciding to hang out here. Why are you not making $1 million? Why are you not loading up with like 50 NQs? This is just very weird to me. Again, I ask a lot of questions because I don't want to misrepresent your position. This is just, I mean, my ego is all of our ego should be off the chart. The world's greatest trader in the history of trading is hanging out with us. But he's also very humble. He's choosing not to make millions of dollars. He is choosing to just make a little bit of money because he wants to keep working at the roofing. So we have a very humble, greatest trader ever. This is crazy. Yeah, very blessed to have him here. Why he is not absolutely loading up on the NQs and making hundreds of thousands of dollars per day, I do not know. But he has chosen to not do so. Yeah. Yeah, I guess he has figured out the rigging. That's the whole point. It is rigged. He has figured out the rigging. Yet by figuring out how the marks are rigged, and not only that, he knows at what time they're rigged and what direction the rigging is going to occur. He is still a humble man. That yeah, no, I'm just he's hanging out with us. I mean, again, we should all be honored. We are all very clearly cool people. If yeah, so very cool, very cool. Wow. Well, when my wife asks how the live stream go, I'm going to be like, the greatest trader in the history of the trading that has figured out the markets was there and hanging out. I'm not being savage. I literally asked him, let me make sure I understand. What you're saying is this. And he continued to say, yes, yes. His premise, the markets are manipulated. His premise is it is not about buyers and sellers. It is about time based. The time is 1:30 p.m. Eastern when the manipulation happens. Now, there is no guarantee that it's manipulated down or up. That's why you have to look at the chart. But he can look at the chart and know which direction the manipulation will happen at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. And yet, he's still out there roofing. He's a very humble man. I'm going to go sweat with the boys. Good job, Spartacus. He had no, he's not blowing accounts. He knows which way the manipulation is occurring at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. You, Troy, you've had several greatest traders ever on here. I know. That's why my ego is spinning out of control, and so should all of yours. Apparently, we are that cool. We are that cool and fun to hang out with that the greatest traders that history has never heard about decided to show up here. Yeah, we should all be humble just being in their presence. Brian, yep. It is cool. It is weird. Now for me, and this is hindsight, I would have just been like, "Oh, we have some sellers here. How do I know there's sellers here?" Well, we have where'd my volume profile disappeared? How do I know there's sellers here? Well, because the price kept getting pushed down right here, and that's what sellers do. And then the sellers finally went out. But who knows? I guess the clue is at 1:30 that's when they're well, it wasn't quite at 1:30. Clay, I appreciate the absorption of my. You're welcome, Eric. That's what I'm here for. All right, I think Control F5 should bring back the volume profile. Let's see. There it is. I mean, compound wealth. There was no entertainment here. There was just a graciousness that just happened. To think that the world's greatest trader, that the world has never heard of, who still does roofing, graciously decided to hang out with us for a little while. That's not entertainment. That is pure graciousness. Nice job, Brian. I mean, yes, I'm a married man, but I actually might call my mom when this is done. Be like, Mommy, you won't believe it. You won't believe who showed up on my live stream today. And as Troy pointed out, and it's like the fifth time this has happened. All right, maybe along here we're getting some lower shadows. I'm trying to figure what time is it. It's 1:48 though. Crap. What is a manipulation at 1:48 p.m. Eastern on a Friday on July 17th? What do the manipulators do right now? Do we know? Hello? Come back. Yeah, he'll be back tomorrow at 1:30 to not give us a trade plan. Again, hopefully everybody sees. I don't think that anybody went like kind of weird how he never mapped anything out. He just like said something broadly speaking and yeah, anyways. Yeah. All in good fun though. Like I've said and I've said it before, like live streaming is cool because I'm talking to people around the world, around the country. I could be talking to a very ambitious 18-year-old right now. I could be talking to a very successful businessman. I'd be talking to a doctor. All sorts of stuff I could be talking to. But I could also be talking to a crackhead. I could be talking to somebody that is drunk. I could be talking to somebody that literally has a mental illness. Like you literally do not know. Hey, Prosper. I'm going to go ahead and say good afternoon. In my world, it's afternoon right now, but if I remember right, you're out on the West Coast. So technically speaking, I'm serious though. Like, how do I not like live streaming is amazing the way it opens up the world. But like, yeah, it opens up the world to really cool people, which is what 99% of you are. But then, yeah, 1%, we've had some doozies. Ricky is trying to get an all expense paid vacation. In fact, he's getting one. Your wish is my concern. We're sending him on a nice little vacation, all expense paid. Enjoy your 60 seconds. Hey, hack. All right, looking for a long down here. It's been down around these times before. Let's see if we can get another bounce. Okay, I'm long. Come on. Nope. This time just going to not bounce. Let's see. That's right. Timeout for the weekend. Crap. I guess at 1:50 p.m. the manipulation was down. Whoops. Okay, out there, small loss. I'll take it. I'll take it. I can always get back in, so I'll take the small loss as a little bit of a gift and move on. Hey, AMS. How's your, weren't you getting like an insurance license or something? Yep, still studying. Gotcha. And then this is going to be your own agency you're starting, or are you going to like, how does that work? You have to work for another agency? Way back when I had my real estate license, you have to first get some years under your belt as a salesperson before you get your own broker. Really? In insurance, you can just flat out start your own agency? Insurance is wild. I'm studying for the PMP. What's that? The studying for the Pennsylvania Mafia Protocol? Project Management Cert. Okay. Hey, Michael. Who can say what? You guys still over there? Question mark. Okay, I'm turning on the fan. Hopefully it doesn't make the sound too bit rough. I was approved through Farm Bureau to have an agency under them. Really? Okay. I would not have guessed that's how it worked. I assumed insurance was a little bit closer to like real estate. What goes down must come up and go back down. Oh, well, that depends on the time, Jay Keith. It's all time based. It has nothing to do with the buyers and the sellers, but at certain times, buyers and sellers are manipulated to behave in a certain way. That's what we learned today. That's okay. Listen, I just got how I can never blame myself. Whenever I take a wrong trade, I'm just going to blame the manipulators for manipulating me to trade the wrong way. So it's never my fault. Like that last trade, I was manipulated to go long. There we go. I can never be, it's never my fault anymore. But of course, if it's a winning trade, well then of course that was my decision. Nobody manipulated me to do that. No. What's the first thing I'm Bitcoin AMS or Dogecoin? 6%. There we go. We are on the 5-minute. At the pivot point right here. In fact, I might look for a long. Come down a little bit more. No. Do I have, where's my, there we go. Let's just use this one now. Want to see the price hit that yellow line. And then I'll throw a buy order here. Come on, come down a little bit more. Come down a little bit more. I don't know. Am I being too picky? I think I'm being too picky. Okay, I'm in. I violated my trade plan, but that's okay. Oh no. See? Like clockwork. I got manipulated. It was a 1:54 p.m. Eastern manipulators. I did not want to do that. You guys witnessed it. Well, right here, I'd be not in the trade because I wanted to first see it and then I'd put my buy up here. But right now, I'd be like, well, right out of that one. Dang, I got totally manipulated. Yeah, exactly. It's like the Sue manipulator. It's crazy. Yeah, so that was like I said, I want to see it hit the yellow line and then put my buy in, but I would have never get bought because obviously it just kept dropping. So, whoops. Yeah, exactly, Todd. Oh. All right. It is Friday, Clay. Do not. I repeat, Clay, do not let the wheels fall off the bus here. Do not let the wheels fall off the bus. Still in a good mood. Yeah, that one was kind of annoying, but you know what? You know what? I got to be very careful here. Yeah, we'll see if I make it back or not. Yeah. I figured I'd try to make comedy out of it a little bit. So on 5-minute, we are now approaching 50 SMA. That purple line right there, very strong upward slope to it. So maybe right there could cook something up. No plans for the house. Yeah, the guys. These are all guys with families, blah blah blah. So they don't work the weekends. And does my greedy savage self want to be like, no, screw your family, get out here and work all weekend? What do you mean you're going to take the weekend off? Yes, I admit the greedy part of my body, the selfish part of my body. That's exactly what I want. But I mean, I'm glad they're choosing the weekend to spend time with their family. So nothing will happen this weekend. The guys are taking off. But next week, roof continues to go on. Insulation gets finished. Maybe some concrete stuff. And then soon after will be drywall. And then getting concrete poured, siding. And then, yeah, trim. Got my so my wife has a meeting with the interior designer that we decided to go with. Not this Monday, but the following. So hopefully that can, because my wife, she wants to have all that off her mind before homeschool starts back up in like August-ish. So, but then after that, it's kind of, we just sit back because there are still unknowns, and that's being the color scheme and, you know, what hardware do we want in the cabinets? I don't know. What kind of fixtures do we want? I don't know. But that's where the interior designer is going to come in and help kind of provide cover fire to my wife. Any insight into the 203 manipulation? The one that hasn't come yet? Well played, Green. I don't know, man. That's Bowser trades. And I guarantee you have not taken the trade. I guarantee you did not take that trade. And if you did, you're not still holding. But it's okay, man. He's back. The greatest trader in the history of mankind is here. And you can tell he's a newbie because the fact that he thinks he threw out some broad statement and it still is occurring and that he still thinks that's proved something, like, I don't know. Yeah. We'll continue to go with it. I'm going to continue to go with the trade that he is the best trader in the history of mankind. What do you mean you passed your 4 TPT accounts? Why would you have to pass? What? That makes 0 sense. If you've been trading for 6 years, then how could you ever need to pass another account? Surely you passed your prop firm accounts a long time ago. So why did you need to pass new accounts? Wait, this is not making sense. For somebody that has the Holy Grail, why would you need to pass new accounts? What am I missing here? You should have, whenever you started, so Take Profit Trader started a couple years ago. You should still have those accounts from a couple years ago. Man, this is getting weirder and weirder. I am not being dumb at all. I am taking all your comments at face value. This is what you've told us. Trading is based on manipulation, not buyers and sellers. You said there are buyers and sellers, but it's time-based. What is time-based? Well, the manipulation. You said that at 1:30 p.m. Eastern is when the manipulation happens. You said you can look at the chart and then know which direction the manipulation will occur, up or down. That is everything that you have said. So how could you ever blow an account if you've got the market figured out? I'm not being dumb. I've accepted all of your premises, and that is the logical conclusion of your premises. No, that's not what you said. Now you're backtracking. Now you're backtracking. It's almost as though, I don't know. Doug? Doggone it, Doug. All right, we can all blame Doug. Look at the timestamp on this counter trend candle. It was 2:02. 2:02 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so from here on out, counter trend candles happen at 2:02 p.m. Eastern. Again, Bowser, for all I know, you are a fantastic trader. I am open to that idea. I really am. But until you give us numbers ahead of time, you're just a trust me, bro, yapper. So that is my position on you. I am open to the fact you are a really good trader. I am open to that for sure, and I mean that in all genuineness. However, you got to give us some numbers so we can actually track. But yeah, moving forward, if you want to show up a little bit before 1:30 and give us an entry point as a number, a stop loss as a number, and a target as a number, we're all for it, brother. Sounds good. Sounds good. I look forward to seeing some numbers from you ahead of time. Deal. I will gladly take that deal, good sir. Wow. Well, that's. Whew, yikes. Okay, Bowser, I'm telling you right now, just stop. You're like an obnoxious child right now that proved nothing, and now you continue to be like, you're basically doing a form of I told you so. Like, oh, look at that. As if you knew it was coming. You don't get to say all this stuff in hindsight after it's happened. That's why I can tell you're part of the cult, because you're behaving and talking as your cult leader does. But here's the problem. We're not in the cult. So I get it, you're cult leader and you can behave the way you are right now when you're in the cult. But like, because we can think for ourselves, who cares? I know, just kidding. Okay, fair enough. But for real, all kidding aside, I look forward to next week you giving us some actual numbers ahead of time. By the way, now did I have any idea that it was going to go that far? No, but that to think that it might roll over here when it has rolled over there, to think that it could roll over some more right there. I mean, to me, that's not shocking. Not shocking. There's resistance right there. Do I need to go down the rabbit hole of magical, mystical manipulation? No, I'll just look at the chart and be like, oh, there's resistance there. But hey, I'm looking forward to next week. When changing fridge water filter piece. Yeah, that seems like a good tip. Clay, are you saying charts or showing price action? I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. All I'm saying is whatever this is. Whatever that is. I think. I think. All right, AMS sounds good. I expect manly blisters on your. Darn right. That's right. That's right. If I don't show up Monday morning with the scars on my face, then something's not right. Just don't get in any fights while on the roof. Dude, I'm getting in some intellectual fights for sure. We were in the weeds yesterday with these boys. In the weeds. It's always a good day when you're ranting and raving about the lack of gold standard and stuff like that, you know? It's always a good day. I've been working outside a lot. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I wonder, okay, what's the temperature now? Earlier today, it was feel like 92, but that was at 10:30 a.m. Central. What is it now? What am I going to be heading out to? Feels like 97. Let's go. Let's go. Temperature is 89, but it feels like 97. Let's go. I'm ready. Got my water. I'm so excited. No. Did not the smoke, at least not this part of Iowa. Nope. I'm so fired up. I'm so excited. It's been 98. Feel like one hit mind over matter. That's right, John. Us men, we got to be reminded. We got to always do men check every now and then. Reaching down and checking if you still have walnuts only goes so far. You've got to see if those walnuts are still producing manhood. And that's what I'm doing today. The walnuts are there, but are the walnuts producing? I'm about to find out. If I'm not here Monday morning, you'll have your answer. The walnuts were not producing. Let's right, fun uncle. Golfed in 110 degrees yesterday. Nah. That's golf. I'm gonna be slinging around some shingles. I hope they didn't take the wimpy thing where they have the conveyor belt that loads up the shingles. I hope I gotta carry them up a ladder. And I get there, I say, Clay, get over there, boy. You start bringing us those shingles. I'll say, yes, sir. Bat wings, that's right. No, I wish I could jump back in the day. I am interested in a long down here. If this thing actually wants to stretch to the... Oh, duck soul! I just noticed it. Middle finger at the VWAP at the 200 SMA. No, stop. Is that actually what I think it is? No, don't tease me. Okay, let's look together. Okay, right here, the middle finger is at 800. Let's come over here real quick. Let's look at the 5 minute. Okay, what is the value of that pink line on the 5 minute? What is it? Okay, 9 away. Still, general area. We have all kinds of support down there. Oh, yes, the middle finger trade. I'm going for it. If it gets down there. This is a docked soul. If there was ever a docked soul. What does that mean? It's Mongolian from a video game. That's supposed to mean command me. So what I'm saying, docked soul trades are where you're literally telling the chart to command you, which is good, right? Because we don't want headlines to command us. We don't want our emotions to command us. We want the chart to command us. So the chart is definitely commanding me right now. All sorts of stuff. So docked soul. No, not going to do 15. I don't want the wheels because there's no guarantees. Unless Bowser can tell us that there is going to be a manipulation candle at like 214 and how that manipulation will go. Reward. That's the first time you've heard me say that? Stop. You're banned. If you're saying I've never heard that before, you are banned for being a terrible mod. What is the middle finger trade? Gotta look for the middle fingers, brother. It will distribute instead of... No, it's going to vegetate. I hope it vegetates. Hey, who's the guy that said vegetate earlier? That was great. You do pay attention, reward. I concede, you do. Now, I'm not going to wait for 4 hours for this thing to come. I got some roofing to do. So either make the move or don't. Either crap or get off the pot, you know? I better stop talking trash or else the market's going to be like, Richard, dude. Who remembers Richard? So mysterious. That is still freaky. Never seen the name before. Shows up. Makes an amazing call. And then it's gone. Yeah, I'm going to... The guys that have been working on my house, they're taking a day off from my house to go do a roof for a house in town for Habitat for Humanity. And they're like, hey, man, you should come with us. I said, hey, that sounds fun. So, yeah, gonna go help. Now, when I say roofing, they were joking with me. They're like, maybe we'll let you shoot a nail. I'm like, I'd be honored. But I'm good with just, giving them the shingles or tearing up or cleaning up. I just want to hang out with the boys and prove that I'm still a man by being able to endure this heat. This was all just a skit browser. That's true. It could be them. They do watch the live stream every now and then. But I don't think so. But he's been here before. So wouldn't that be something, though, if it was them? And that was supposed to be like my hint? Right, yeah. That's what I always did in college. Because I was never fast because it was seasonal, right? And I'd only be there for the summers. So I wasn't fast like the... But yeah, so that was like, I was always the pitcher. Or that's what we called it, Just pitch the shingles to the person so they can just boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. All right, well that thing is moving like a snail. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna call it good. So hey, if you enjoyed, if you want to hang out more in the future, if you just want to help support it, as this is totally viewer supported, code Clay all caps. With any of these platforms I use, I recommend I love Take Profit Trader. But wherever you're at in your journey, whatever you're looking to accomplish, if you're with any of these platforms, whatever their promotions are, code Clay will give you that promotion. So it's a win-win. You get to save yourself some money while at the same time helping to support the stream that just keeps the stream alive and keeps it ad-free. So like I said, if you're with any of these platforms, code Clay is how you can get those deals. But I'm going to go ahead and call it good. I appreciate everybody being here. I'll be back Monday at 11 a.m. I think I'll be back, unless I die in the next 4 hours. But assuming I don't die, I'll be back Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern. So on your way out, hit that like button and make sure to subscribe if you're not. Usually I show up a little early, so if you want to know exactly when I go live, turn on the notification bell. But yeah, the latest I'll be here Monday is 11 a.m. Eastern. So that is all I have. I hope you all have a great weekend, and I'll see everybody back on Monday. Take care, everybody. Code Clay. Have a good one.